I merely said that such things didn't exist in this world, and was kicked by King Yama into the underworld to be a ghost officer. He also told me that only by becoming a Xianxia could I return to the mortal realm. So, I worked relentlessly, pushing myself to the limit, and made outstanding contributions to the underworld. Finally, I was promoted and became a Xianxia. But when I returned to the mortal realm, I was stunned, because global terror had descended. Everyone would form a contract with a ghost. The first thing I did upon returning to the mortal realm was greedily breathing the fresh air. Then I surveyed my surroundings. In front of me stood a man and a woman, holding a compass in their hands and nervously staring at me. The dense ghostly aura emanating from me almost made the two of them lose their footing. 7 years. I'm finally back. My exclamation scared the girl into thinking this terrifying ghost was about to kill them. So she hurriedly summoned her contracted ghost. Then she discovered in horror that her contracted ghost had no reaction. So she hurriedly looked at the man beside her. The man understood instantly. He also began to summon his contracted ghost, letting out a cold snort, "Come forth." The next second, the man was instantly embarrassed, because he also couldn't summon his contracted ghost. The man hurriedly whispered, "Miss, use Taoist methods." I watched the girl in front of me, utterly bewildered, squatting on the ground and fiddling with paper charms. She slowly tied the yellow paper charms onto a red string. Then, holding the red string, she circled it around me. Finally, she pulled out a peachwood sword and lunged to stab me. Did I just return to Earth only to encounter a lunatic? I stepped forward and directly tore apart the paper charms in front of me. The girl, holding the peachwood sword, hadn't even taken 2 steps when she saw my actions. She froze in place. This ghost is so ferocious. It's not even afraid of talismans. The girl refused to believe it. She took out another talisman and directly stuck it on my head. This one is a Zifu. I paid a hefty price for it. I frowned and peeled off the paper charm from my forehead, crumpled it into a ball and threw it away. The girl completely panicked. Even the Zifu was useless, so she frantically poked me with the peachwood sword. The damage wasn't high. Extremely insulting. I immediately flared up. I snatched the peachwood sword, and fiercely determined its fate. Just back from bad luck, Yang Jian ran into a lunatic. The girl was instantly scared silly. Even the peachwood sword snapped. This is at least terrifying level or even higher. Suddenly realizing this, he turned and ran. Due to being too panicked, the girl fell hard. But she couldn't care less, scrambled up and kept running. At the same time, she shouted to the man beside her, "Oldly, run. This ghost is too powerful." I just cursed at the backs of the two. "You're the ghost. Your whole family are ghosts." As soon as the words left my mouth, their figures disappeared around the corner. At this moment, a chilling sound rang out. A female ghost appeared in the distance. Her head and body floated separately in the air. The female ghost was clearly very excited. Such dense ghostly energy. If I eat them, I can definitely become stronger. So she quickly flew towards me. As the distance grew shorter, her head suddenly slammed on the brakes in midair. She looked at me in fear, then turned and ran. Her movements were fluid and flawless. As she ran, she kept muttering, "How could this be? Therefore, such a powerful being is here by mistake." At this moment, she just wanted to escape quickly. I barked, "Stop." A terrifying pressure instantly enveloped her. The female ghost stiffly stopped in midair. She turned around with a mournful face. Her first reaction was to beg for mercy. "Lord Emolin, spare my life." I looked at her, puzzled. "You know me?" The female ghost started trying to curry favor, "This humble one and you are of the same kind. 7 years ago, you were still a ghost messenger. This humble one was fortunate enough to have seen you. I never expected you to be an underworld official now. Congratulations, Lord Emolin, on your promotion to underworld official. I have never harmed anyone. Lord, spare my life." I looked at the female ghost's face, feeling a bit disgusted. So I commanded her to assume a different face. I've seen too many terrifying faces like this in the underworld. I still prefer beautiful things. As the female ghost repaired her face, her exquisite face was quite beautiful. Having just returned to the mortal realm, many things were unclear. Only after inquiring with the female ghost did I learn that humans and ghosts now coexisted in the mortal realm. The ghost, in order to provoke ghosts, some signed contracts with humans. Others, however, occupied certain places to cultivate. I reassured the female ghost not to be afraid. I would not harm her. The female ghost quickly thanked me. "Thank you, my lord, for sparing my life." After speaking, she prepared to leave. "Although I won't kill you, I'm also not prepared to let you go." Then I placed my palm on the female ghost's head. From my mouth, I uttered a word, Xian. A symbol appeared on the female ghost's forehead. Then her head and body vanished. At this, I turned my palm upwards. A black book appeared out of thin air. On the cover was written Zhengui. The big brother from Book 3 opened the first page of the book. Several lines of text appeared on it. Name, Xianxia. Realm, perilous rank. Skill, spirit coins. Produces 20 spirit coins daily. My eyes lit up. These spirit coins are extremely useful. Not only can they raise a ghost's cultivation level, but they can also confer official positions upon ghosts. Back then, King Yama conferred upon me the title of Xianxia. Cost 1 million spirit coins. Moreover, I also obtained the trajectory. The female ghost was walking back and forth amidst the 4 drip at this moment. She shouted into the distance, "Let me out." Halfway through her words, she suddenly paused. She discovered the spiritual flow here. It was actually richer than even the underworld. Ghost energy is the fundamental source of a ghost's survival. Here, she merely took a slight breath. The ghost energy obtained was even more than what could be accumulated outside in a year. This place was simply heaven. I shook the ghost-suppressing tome. The female ghost reappeared before me. I casually asked her, "Do you want me to release you?" She quickly shook her head. "To be taken in by you is my good fortune. Only a foolish ghost would leave such an opportunity." What is the function of the ghost eye? I brought Xianxia out just to ask about her spiritual flow. Xianxia's eyes lit up. In order not to be driven away by me, he began desperately promoting his skills. "Lord Ins, please, whatever you do, don't underestimate my path. The ghost I can see other ghosts' levels and schemes. It can even see the effects of their traces." I nodded. "Indeed, quite good. This ability can help me eliminate low-level ghosts. After all, the space in the main pathbook is limited." Shi guessed my thoughts and wanted to demonstrate his value. He said to me tentatively, "Lord Mo, I know a place where the ghost is very powerful." So, I followed Shi's insistence and arrived in front of a deserted small village. Unexpectedly, someone had already beaten us to it. 2 Mercedes-Benz G-Wagons were parked to the side. Leading them were a girl in a qipao and an old man in bai clothing. The group of people ignored me and grandly walked into the village. They also left a few people to block the village entrance, preventing outsiders from entering. Can I go in?" I pointed at the village in the distance and asked a bodyguard. Seeing that they ignored me, I wasn't in a hurry either. I sat on the cement steps, gazing at the village in the distance. After a short while, I suddenly stood up and stared intently at the village. The bodyguards were all startled. Just as they were about to glare at me, they heard the qipao girl's cry for help. The girl was in despair. She had never encountered such a terrifying ghost. A burst of black mist enveloped her. She was unable to move. At this moment I barked, "Scram!" As my voice faded, the mist on her body all dispersed. The qipao girl, as if seeing a lifeline, directly threw herself into my arms. I carried her to the village entrance as if she were a kitten. The girl's eyes stared intently at me. She must have been attracted by my handsomeness. "You stay here, don't wander off. I'm gonna buy a few setups." "No, I'll go in and take a look." "Qipao, quickly stop me. Don't go. Inside is a horror-grade ghost. You'll lose your life." After saying that, she picked up her phone to call her family for help. I didn't listen to him. I walked straight towards the village. At the same time, I activated my ghost eye skill. I could see my surroundings clearly even in the pitch-black environment. I followed the scent of blood. The ground was covered with the corpses of those who had entered the village before. A bloody hand slapped my shoulder. I turned around to see the old man in plain clothes standing before me. The old man in plain clothes said to me in a hoarse voice, "Young man, take me with you." After speaking, he looked around nervously, urging, "The ghosts in here are very fierce. Hurry up and go." But for some reason, that fierce ghost didn't chase after us. He was covered in injuries and couldn't move easily. Otherwise, he would have run away by himself long ago. "I'll give you 3,000 underworld coins. Please take me out of here." The old man took out the underworld coins and pleaded. Not only did I not leave, but I started searching around instead. Then, under the old man's shocked gaze, I rushed into a patch of black mist. I stretched my hand into it. Then I violently pulled out a black figure. It was dragged out of the black mist by me. Under the illumination of my ghost I instantly saw through the opponent's information. Name Chu Xing. Realm, terrifying. Skill, blended deception. Uses blended deception to bind enemies. Delivers a fatal blow to enemies. Curled my lip. This trick isn't anything special. I looked at the ghost before me. I asked, are you a ghost from the Bridge of Helplessness? Or a ghost from the ghost prison? Seeing that the other party didn't speak, I didn't waste any more words. I grabbed him and slammed him hard onto the ground. A large pit was smashed into the ground. Several wisps of black chi were scattered from his body. As I swung him again and again, he was almost beaten to the point of having his soul dispersed. The other party finally begged for mercy. Master, spare me, spare me. I am a ghost from the ghost prison. He answered, but I still gave him a fierce punch. There was only one reason. I hate ghosts from the ghost prison. I clapped my hands and continued to gather information. How many messenger level ghosts does ghost prison have in the mortal realm? Are there any underworld official level ghosts? But he knew nothing at all. I could only give up asking. I placed my hand on Chu Xing's forehead. A formation character appeared in my palm, suppressing the ghost. The second page of the book also gained a few lines of text. Another sum of income was added. As long as I accumulate enough reputation coins, I can even become a Yama King level existence. If I'm in a good mood, I can even enfeff a few ghost envoy subordinates. Seeing the evil ghost subdued, the old man let out a sigh of relief. He collapsed onto the ground. Young man, many thanks for saving my life. At this moment, lights suddenly lit up from all directions. Several pickup trucks drove towards us. The car lights were still, fixedly shining on me. The sound of a propeller rotating rang out. A helicopter hovered in the air. A group of black-clad figures got out of the cars. They were carrying leather briefcases. Afterwards, several figures approached. The voice of a mature woman was heard. I am from the Ghost Encounter Society. May I ask where the ghost that needs to be caught is? She also learned that after the ghost was repelled by me, she let out a slight exclamation and looked at me carefully. I hadn't expected I could repel terrifying agitation. Afterwards, I checked into a nearby hotel. Soon, someone knocked on the door. I opened it and saw it was the girl from just now. Hello. My name is Li Bingyan. The girl said, extending her hand. I am the vice director of the Yunchuan City Ghost Control Society. The Ghost Control Society, I've heard people talk about it. Every region has one. It's a national organization. Li Bingyan didn't beat around the bush. She directly explained her purpose for coming. I'd like to invite you to join the Ghost Control Society. They're impressed by my strength and want to recruit me. I shook my head and said, I don't like being constrained. We won't place any constraints on you. Only when we encounter tricky matters will we ask for your intervention. Of course, we will pay you compensation. Li Bingyan understood very well. The more capable a person is, the more they value freedom. So she continued, our Ghost Control Society has the most formidable intelligence network. Whether it's finding people or finding ghosts, we can all provide information. If you encounter trouble, we can also provide visual assistance. These words sounded very tempting, but I still need to consider it. Li Bingyan nodded politely, said, I'll await your news, then turned and left. After leaving the hotel, the man behind Li Bingyan grumbled in dissatisfaction. He's just a ghost exorcist. Do you need to humble yourself and beg him? There are countless people who want to join the Jade Ghost Society. Li Bingyan stopped and said coldly, he captured a terror-level ghost. The man was instantly dumbfounded. To be able to capture a terror-level ghost, besides having at least level 4 ghost exorcist strength himself, he also needs to have a powerful contracted ghost. Throughout Yunchuan City, level 4 ghost exorcists are pitifully few. What's even more terrifying is, counting Hualin whom he captured, he already possesses 2 terror-level ghosts. After seeing Li Bingyan off, I sat on the sofa and pulled out a golden scroll. This was when I left the underworld. The scroll that the King of Hell gave me. Opening the scroll. Inside was a message left by the King of Hell. It roughly said. Ghost Cave and Naiha Bridge have their own forces in the mortal realm, while we have no foundation whatsoever. These two forces are incompatible with us, like fire and water, telling me to act cautiously. Also, my senior sister is being hunted by the Ghost Cave, asking me to protect her. Fortunately, my senior sister has a very good temper. She often helped me when I was a Een messenger, and she is the strongest Een messenger. Later, the King of Hell spent a lot of money to send her to the mortal realm to develop a force. Calculating the time, she has already been in the mortal realm for 3 years. Seeing this, I decided to join the Ghost Exorcist Society. This way, I can get in touch with my senior sister, the head of the Jade Ghost Society. The next day, as soon as I opened the door, I saw a group of people standing outside. One was Xianyun, who was with the old man Bai. Another was Li Bingyan from the Jade Ghost Society. Brother Mo, it's time for breakfast. Xianyun called out, carrying breakfast into the room. Li Bingyan ignored Xianyun's attempts to charm, and came straight to me. Have you decided to join the Jade Ghost Society? I nodded while eating. I've decided I'll join you all. A smile appeared on Li Bingyan's cold face. She took out a special phone and handed it to me. From now on, you can use this phone to contact me. No matter what your needs are, I will definitely fulfill them. As Li Bingyan spoke, she glanced at Xianyun standing nearby. My Jade Ghost Society has considerable standing in Yunchuan, at least more influential than a certain big shot. Xianyun was immediately displeased. She stepped forward to retort, who are you talking about? Li Bingyan ignored Xianyun. She made a phone call gesture towards me, then turned and left. In the living room, Xianyun sat with her legs together, revealing black stockings, staring intently at me. Big brother, can you help me catch a ghost? Xianyun added, I won't let you do it for free. I'll give you a ghost artifact. Saying this, Xianyun took out a bell from her pocket. I casually glanced at it. Ghost artifacts were useless to me. I was already an underworld official, and I had for such items on me. Naturally, my Een energy didn't care for ghost energy. Seeing that I didn't speak, Xianyun added again. I can give you 10 million in cash and a villa, plus a Rolls-Royce luxury car. Her influence at home was diminishing, so she urgently needed to contract a powerful ghost. I frowned slightly. Catching ghosts was quite easy. It was just finding them that was troublesome. So I made a request. If you can help me find an underworld messenger, I'll help you catch a ghost. Xianyun stood up excitedly after hearing this, and asked urgently, is the underworld messenger you're looking for Yiduo? Seeing me nod, Xianyun quickly continued. I know an underworld messenger named Yiduo. I didn't expect that a casual mention we actually did find some news. Xianyun hesitated for a moment. He continued, but that underworld messenger is currently being auctioned. Thinking that the one being auctioned might be my senior sister, I immediately got angry. Take me to the auction house. After Xianyun heard this, he quickly advised, the auction house has 2-4 Extremes Jade Ghost Scribes as witnesses. Just take me there. After this is over, I'll help you catch a ghost. Seeing my resolute determination, he could only nod in agreement. But when we arrived, the auction had already ended. I saw a young man walking out holding something resembling a birdcage. It was covered with a black cloth. What's wrong? Xianyun asked, puzzled. I pointed at the wooden cage. I sensed the aura of an underworld messenger inside. The young man stared at me warily and placed the cage behind his back. The young man proactively revealed his identity, hoping to make me apprehensive. Brother, he said, I am the eldest young master of the Wang family. Seeing that I was unmoved, he cautiously asked, you're blocking my way. What do you mean? I pointed at the cage in his hand and asked, that's a ghost messenger in there, isn't it? Young Master Wang said warily, this ghost messenger. I spent 20,000 name coins on it. If you want to give me 20,000 name coins, all my money added up is only 4,000 name coins. So I asked, can I exchange it for something else? I can't produce the name coins, but perhaps I can offer something else. He refused directly without even thinking. 20,000 name coins is an exorbitant price. In Yunchuan City, those who can afford it are few and far between. He made this demand just to make me back off. I said to young Master Wang, let's negotiate. You can propose any ideas you have. Perhaps I can satisfy you. Unexpectedly, young Master Wang's attitude was firm. I only want 20,000 name coins. Otherwise, there's nothing to discuss. He had no intention of handing over the ghost messenger at all. Seeing that I was still blocking his way and had no intention of leaving, the man beside him let out an angry shout. Then, with a bang, an explosion sound rang out. Following the sound, a wisp of black smoke drifted from my clothes. The man was suddenly alarmed. He had just attacked with his ploy, yet it had no effect whatsoever. He was a level 3 ghost master and it was an offensive ploy. An ordinary ghost master, when unprepared, would definitely lose half their life. However, my clothes were made of energy. Even a terror-level ghost wouldn't be able to leave a mark. I raised my hand and waved. A chain shot straight towards the opponent. The man was bound before he could even react to dodge. His consciousness was clear, but his body couldn't move. The man muttered to himself, "I've run into a formidable one." His own ploy was invisible to the naked eye, yet the opponent's attack had materialized. This was the difference. Young Master Wang discovered the man's soul was actually leaving his body. He was instantly shocked. He quickly begged for mercy. The matter of the ghost servant is negotiable. This man cannot be harmed. Their Wang family can establish themselves in Yunchuan, and the man has contributed greatly. I cannot let the Wang family's future be cut short because of a ghost servant. I waved my hand. My chain disappeared in mid-air. Then I said, "Give me the ghost servant. I will give you something of equal value." My recent move was just a warning. I am a dignified underworld official. I don't engage in forceful appropriation. I want to buy this ghost servant to upgrade the July ghost to a dangerous level. Does it have this ability? "I'll give the ghost servant to you," young Master Wang said. "Let's just be friends." Young Master Wang gritted his teeth as he spoke, feeling his heart bleed. 20,000 name coins just gone like that. "Is that all?" "I thought it was a big deal," I said. "I can help you." Young Master Wang, upon hearing this, suddenly suspected he had misheard. He looked at me in disbelief. I repeated again, "I can help you." Young Master Wang clearly didn't believe me. Someone with such heaven-defying abilities, how could they stay in a small place like Yunchuan? "It's not that bad, brother. I'll give you this ghost attendant. You don't need to lie to me. I won't waste words either." Taking him, I went to a secluded corner. Young Master Wang said, speechless, "You're not trying to use spirit money, are you, to raise my contracted ghost's cultivation? I advise you to stop thinking about it. My contracted ghost suffered severe injuries. Can't absorb spirit money." I ignored Wang Bin's words. I let out a cold snort and scolded. Wang Bin looked utterly bewildered. He looked around left and right. It seemed like there was no one else here. I raised my voice and shouted again. "Don't you understand? I told you to come out." Wang Bin felt a chill in his heart. "Brother, don't yell at me. I'm scared." I explained to him, "Don't move. I'm calling your contracted ghost again." Young Master Wang only felt that this person was like a madman. It was the first time he'd seen someone order a ghost. Let alone him, even he himself couldn't make it move. Yet, in the next second, young Master Wang watched, dumbfounded. The contracted ghost emerged from his body. Having been contracted for 3 years, this was the first time he had seen the ghost's full appearance. After the contracted ghost emerged, it showed no displeasure whatsoever. Instead, it humbly explained, "Your Excellency, spare my life. I was injured, so my reaction was a bit slow." Although he couldn't understand the ghost's words, through their contract, young Master Wang realized the ghost was actually scared. I asked, puzzled, "How did this injury happen?" "Your Excellency, do you still remember when you used the 5 organs ghost hiding technique back then, to summon the inner venerable lord? The one who fought tens of thousands of great ghosts alone and retreated unscathed, right?" The contracted ghost recalled that scene, its voice trembling. I nodded. "Back then, I forcefully activated it and paid a considerable price." The contracted ghost added, "I was accidentally injured by you." He had only taken a distant glance back then. Never thought he'd be affected and nearly destroyed. This made me quite awkward. So I quickly said, "I'll heal you right now." After speaking, I took out 10 vaporized 100 yuan spirit money. Seeing this technique, Wang Xiao was stunned, muttering, "Holy crap, a true master." It was his first time seeing spirit money transform into mist. The feeling was like a tiled hut encountering a villa. The vast difference immediately became apparent. I placed my palm on the contract ghost's head. Spiritual power transformed into silver mist in the air and flowed into the contract ghost's body. Dozens of seconds later, The contract ghost's injuries were completely healed. The contract ghost quickly said, "Thank you, my lord, for healing me." "Go," I said, waving my hand. Wang Xiao's body suddenly trembled. He sensed that the contract ghost had already advanced to a fierce and perilous spirit. Wang Xiao was very puzzled. "Brother Imo, back then, I used 20,000 spirit money, but couldn't heal the contract ghost's injuries. Why did you only use 1,000 spirit money, and the contract ghost's injuries recovered?" I couldn't be bothered to explain. This is just basic operation for an ins. I then said, "I've already done what I promised you." Wang Xiao patted his chest. "Don't worry, sir. The ghost runner will handle this for you right away." He cheerfully led the way. Just as we returned to the intersection, we saw the man sitting in the driver's seat. Starting the engine and shifting gears, his movements were fluid and seamless. Seeing Wang Xiao and me approach, the man floored the accelerator and sped past us at extreme speed. Wang Xiao was dumbfounded. I was also stunned. "What do you mean by this? 2 dragons playing with a pearl? I just helped his contract ghost advance, and his man just ran off with the cage?" Wang Xiao awkwardly said, "Brother Imo, it's a misunderstanding. I definitely didn't order him to do it." After speaking, he frantically took out his phone. "I'll call him right now and tell him to come back." To avoid being misunderstood, he even specifically turned on the speakerphone. The call connected. From the other end of the phone, the man's voice said, "Young master, you hold on for now. I'm heading back to find someone to save you." Young Master Wang immediately cursed. "What the hell are you doing? Get back here right now. You took matters into your own hands and ran off with the messenger, leaving me here in an awkward position. Young Master, I know you were forced by that brat's tyranny, and even said such things. When I go back and report to the old master, I will definitely find someone to save you." The man proudly thought of praising himself. Fortunately, he was incredibly clever. That's how he saved the messenger worth 20,000 underworld coins. Young Master Wang, after hearing this, anxiously roared, "What are you making up in your head? I did it willingly. Hurry up and send the messenger back." However, the man had no intention of returning. His attitude was firm. "Young Master, rest assured, I will definitely bring the messenger back to the Wang family." Wang Bin couldn't help but mock. "What a genius. Can you stop being such a busybody? Young Master, let's not talk about other things for now. But regarding today's matter, I was indeed clever. Otherwise, you would have almost lost 20,000 underworld coins." The man didn't hear anything else. Only the 2 words clever were heard clearly and distinctly. Young Master Wang looked at me, then at his phone. "Don't just stand there. Are you coming back with me to get it?" I nodded. "I'll deal with another matter first, then I'll go." Young Master Wang asked doubtfully, "What else do you have to do?" But soon, Young Master Wang knew what it was. The 3 of them walked into the auction house together. My voice resounded throughout the entire venue. "Who caught the ghost messenger?" Young Master Wang's head immediately buzzed. "He's here to cause trouble." Everyone stared at me in shock. Which brat has a death wish to actually come here looking for trouble? A man cursed at me. "None of your damn business." I casually waved my hand. A soul chain sent the man flying dozens of meters away. When I unleashed my technique, the venue instantly quieted down. A middle-aged man reprimanded, "You've come to my auction house to cause trouble." Immediately, several men surrounded me. "I'm not here to cause trouble. I'm just asking about the ghost messenger." The middle-aged man sneered as he stared at me. "Since you're causing trouble, don't even think about leaving." He then prepared to summon his contracted spirit. But at this moment, everyone discovered that their contracted ghosts could not be summoned. Because the contracted ghost sensed my aura, it was too scared to appear. I furrowed my brow slightly. It seems they won't speak unless I intimidate them. So I held up a finger and said, "I'll count to 3. If you still don't speak, I'll have to make a move." When I counted to 30, these men remained unmoved. Seems I'll have to show them some tricks. So, the next second, I lowered my head and opened my mouth, squatting on the ground to vomit. I didn't expect that for my first time in the mortal world. My Wuzong ghost hiding art was still a bit unaccustomed to the environment. Person nearby said, "What are you doing? Vomiting out of the blue? Are you trying to dirty the auction house and embarrass these fellows?" The middle-aged man saw my exaggerated vomiting, so he waved his hand. "Don't inquire about matters concerning the underworld messengers. I see you're not feeling well either. Hurry and leave." At this moment, the people present had not yet realized the seriousness of the situation. Just as I reached the final moment of the Wuzong ghost hiding art, and the one inside me was about to emerge, an old Taoist priest walked over and said, "Sir, please withdraw your divine abilities. Don't bother with these juniors who lack discernment." This old Taoist priest looked at me, his heart pounding with fear. In others' eyes, I was unremarkable, but he saw the surging ominous energy behind me. He even heard the howls of terrifying specters. I looked at him, wondering who he was. The old man quickly revealed his identity. "I am the Tao master of this Taoist temple. I'm in charge here. Since the person in charge has appeared, I don't need to waste my methods." So I took a deep breath and withdrew the entity I was preparing to summon back into myself. The Taoist priest then pointed to the room and invited me in. "Sir, please come inside." Seeing him so polite to me, several managers of the auction house hurriedly said, "Taoist master, this fellow is here to cause trouble." The Taoist priest coldly shouted, "Silence, you ignorant fools." As soon as they entered the room, the Taoist priest immediately bowed to me and greeted me, saying, "This old man, Li Hui, pays his respects to your excellency Xianxia." I didn't expect Yang Jian to actually recognize me. This was the Taoist priest's explanation. When I was young, I had dealings with ghost messengers. I once had the good fortune to meet Xianxia. Since that's the case, I'll get to the point. Who caught the ghost messenger? The Taoist priest shook his head and said, "I'm old now. I don't handle things anymore." Then he looked at the man in the suit beside him. The man in the suit smiled and replied, "This is a trade secret. I can't tell you." But when he saw the Taoist priest's serious expression, the smile on his face gradually froze. He quickly added, "I don't know who the other party is. He consigned the ghost messenger here and gave us a 10% commission." Afraid I wouldn't believe him, the man added again, "I've only met him once. If you want to find him when he comes to collect the spirit money, I can contact you." Seeing that I couldn't get more information, I left my phone number and departed. I went to the Wang family who had bought the ghost messenger. Because I had helped young Master Wang advance his contracted ghost, he was willing to hand over the ghost messenger to me. "Brother Mo, this is what you wanted." Young Master Wang handed me the wooden cage. I lifted the cage lid and looked inside. A small, pitch-black figure. Its limbs were bound, suspended by red ropes in the very center. I reached out, attempting to open the wooden cage. As soon as my palm touched it, it hurt as if electrocuted. My brows furrowed slightly. The derailment device covered the arm. This time, the cage's reaction was stronger. The carved patterns on the wooden cage emitted a golden light. Then, the red lines on the cage rushed towards me. A blue longsword appeared in my hand out of thin air. With a single click, the red threads unfolded. Subsequently, he waved an opinion towards the cage. The wooden cage instantly shattered into pieces. After being rescued, the ghost messenger inside knelt before me. "Many thanks, Your Excellency, for saving my life." Afterwards, I learned it was a ghost of Guiyu, who had teamed up with the Jade Ghost envoy to bully Yido's ghost. I felt a headache coming on. I just returned to the human world and already ran into trouble. I also come from Yidong, so this group of people will also deal with me. I touched my waist and gradually felt at ease again. I am a heavenly master's successor. If they aren't afraid of death, I don't mind using the 5 Viscera ghost nourishing art to completely unleash the 5 ghosts. Just then, my phone rang. A pleasant female voice came from the phone. "Are you free now? Something very powerful has appeared on Huang High Street. 3 ghost encounter agents have already died. I'd like to ask you to come over." When I arrived by car, Huang High Street was already cordoned off. A young man in uniform stopped me. I took out my ID card and said I was from the Ghost Encounter Agency. The superiors sent me to solve the problem. The young man's attitude immediately softened. He walked ahead, leading the way for me. Just then, I noticed activity in the unfinished building in the distance. I could feel it even from this far away. It seems this ghost is very fierce. He deliberately led me to directly opposite the unfinished building. I saw a group of people huddled together. I didn't know what they were discussing. The young man reported to a ponytail girl, Sister Tang, "Someone from the Ghost Encounter Agency is here." The girl nodded and told me to wait a moment. She said they had invited a very powerful ghost emissary. After waiting for about 10 minutes, the roar of an engine was heard. I looked up and saw a helicopter slowly descending. A woman in a white dress walked down holding an umbrella. She didn't look like she was here to catch ghosts, but rather like she was here for tourism. Yunlin is an elite of our ghost encounter agency, the strongest among the level 3 ghost encounter agents. Do you see that umbrella in her hand? That's a strange artifact. Dangerous entities reside within it. My cousin eagerly praised her in front of me. Yunlin's slender fingers patted death. A black figure emerged behind her. The ghost whispered something into Yunlin's ear. Yunlin nodded. Then she gestured for her cousin to enter the unfinished building. You're new here, aren't you? Yunlin saw that I was a new face. Whispered, stick close to me. If we meet a ghost later, I can protect you. Yunlin and my cousin were walking gingerly ahead, and kept looking back every now and then. The terrifying atmosphere was completely ramped up. Just then, there was a thud. Yunlin immediately gasped, what was that? My cousin, startled, quickly backed away. Then she turned her head to look behind her. I looked at them speechless and said, I just stepped on a rock. This is an abandoned building. There are pebbles everywhere. Isn't it normal to make some noise? Is there a need to react so strongly? My cousin said, oh. Then she glanced behind me again. Her action made my hair stand on end. There's nothing behind me. Why do you keep looking back? It gave me a psychological suggestion that there was something behind me. Although I'm not afraid of ghosts, I still felt a chill down my spine. I stopped walking. My brows furrowed slightly. I suddenly sensed two ghostly presences. One ghostly presence was very weak, and the other was very strong. We're currently heading towards the weaker ghost. Did you find something? Tang Fong asked me curiously. It's nothing. I'll go this way. Saying this, I turned and walked towards the strong ghost. My cousin watched my retreating figure. She smiled and said, is this newcomer scared? I was quite scared the first time I caught a ghost too. I walked up the stairs. As soon as I reached the second floor, I felt an inexplicable chill. I looked up and saw a ghost face pressed tightly against my own. The ghost swung its hand. Black energy surged towards me. I reached out to block the black energy's attack. At the same time, I unleashed the Huanlian Giji. A chain flew out and instantly bound the ghost. I had promised Xian Yun I'd help him catch a ghost. This one right in front of me was perfect to give to him. I placed my hand on the ghost's head. This ghost was sealed. It condensed into a black spherical mass. The sealed ghost gasped, you're an underworld emissary, aren't you? You are Ins. His mind was full of questions. Why would a big shot like Ins surprisingly come to catch a small fry like him? Don't worry, I won't hurt you. As he spoke, he put the black sphere into his pocket. I turned and looked in my cousin's direction. Over there was only a weak kid. The two of them should be able to handle it. So I turned and left. When I arrived at your house with the sealed ghost, I heard Xian Yun arguing with someone just as I reached the door. It seems Xian Yun was being targeted by his family because he tried to borrow 10,000 Ming currency for me. Not only did he not get the money, but they also wanted to lock him up. I unhurriedly walked into the courtyard and snorted coldly, lock him up? I'd like to see who dares. The gazes of those around turned to look at Xian Yun. I asked softly, are you okay? Is it because you helped me borrow money? Xian Yun shook his head. Not entirely. His voice was hoarse, tinged with a hint of bitterness. Xian Yun stirred and stared intently at me, and asked, you're the one who wants to borrow 10,000 Ming currency? Seeing me nod, she pointed at Xian Yun and mocked, get some sense. You've definitely been tricked by this kid. What kind of ghost could someone like him possibly help you catch? Extremely dangerous ghosts aren't like cabbages that you can just buy anywhere. Xian Yun pursed his lips, not knowing how to retort. I looked at this loving family and couldn't help but interrupt. Have you all finished talking? May I say a few words? Everyone looked at me mockingly, all wanting to hear what I could say. I snorted coldly. Who says Xian Yun can't be a 3-level jade ghost master? It's just an extremely dangerous ghost, that's all. I actually have one. With that, I waved my hand. Come out. As my words fell, a pitch-black ghost shadow materialized. The air temperature began to drop. A terrifying aura instantly scared away those around. Xian Yun's third aunt looked suspiciously. Is this an extremely dangerous ghost? It looks a bit weak to me. Before he could finish his sentence, in the blink of an eye, this ghost appeared right before his eyes. A chill also ran down his neck. Stop. I rebuked. Ghosts are fierce creatures. They're not something just anyone can point fingers at. If I hadn't restrained myself in time, he could be a goner by now. The ghost I casually released scared everyone into silence. I looked at Xianyun and slowly said, "This ghost is yours." Xianyun was caught off guard for a moment. Such dangerous and fierce ghosts cannot be bought even with money, yet he just casually gave it away. Because the stronger a ghost is, the greater the price to sign a contract with it. As for the price, it entirely depends on the conditions the ghost proposes. Xianyun asked doubtfully, "What price do I need to pay?" The ghost did not speak. I directly said, "No price is needed." After speaking, I took out a contract and handed it to Xianyun. As the contract was made, the zodiac ghost slowly merged into Xianyun's body. Xianyun looked at me in disbelief. It was the first time he'd heard of a contract requiring no conditions. The people around them looked horrified. To be able to make a ghost so obedient, such a method was unheard of. I looked at the people around me and said, "Do any of you still have an issue with him?" Xianyun took the opportunity to bring up borrowing money again. "I want to use 10,000 minbai. Who has an objection?" Everyone immediately pretended to be deaf and mute. The fiercer they had been shouting before, the more subdued they were now. Xianyun was now a level 3 ghost controller, and he had such a powerful friend. No one dared to offend him. After everyone had left, Xianyun immediately thanked me. "No need to thank me. I promised to help you catch ghosts." I thought for a moment, and then continued, "Help me prepare a house with strong yin energy, so that when the senior sister from the underworld comes to find me later, she'll have a place to stay." Xianyun agreed immediately. Then he took out a stack of minbai and handed it to me. I accepted the money, then asked him how to quickly earn minbai. "I know a method, but it's not very realistic." Immortal Yun continued, "If you have ghost artifacts for sale, you can earn a lot of spirit coins. Ghost artifacts are a ghost's life-bound treasures, and are extremely rare." My pupils gradually widened. Refining ghost artifacts is something I'm very skilled at. King Yama himself personally taught me. After learning the location for trading with the ghost envoy, I bid farewell to Immortal Yun and returned to the hotel, ready to begin refining ghost artifacts. Standing in the hotel bedroom, I held 10 100 spirit coin bills. The spirit bills vaporized into spiritual essence in the air, then slowly transformed into the shape of a small knife. As I continuously changed my hand seals, the small knife slowly materialized. Following the same method, I refined for low-grade ghost artifacts. The spirit coins Immortal Yun gave me were also completely used up. I arrived at the trading grounds. Many people were setting up stalls here. I picked up a ghost artifact to examine it. I casually remarked, "Low-grade ghost artifacts can only be used once." The shopkeeper stared at me as if I were a country bumpkin. "Kid, do you know anything? Although this ghost artifact can only be used once, it's still a supreme grade item. This kind of low-grade ghost artifact can actually sell for 3,000 spirit coins." So I tentatively asked the shopkeeper, "Then what's the price for a ghost artifact that can be used 6 times? The shopkeeper felt I was here to cause trouble, and angrily scoffed. "A ghost artifact that can be used 6 times is already a treasure. How could it possibly appear on the market?" I originally thought the ghost artifacts I casually refined could only be used 7 times, and wouldn't sell for a high price. I never expected them to be quite valuable. The shopkeeper saw that I didn't understand the price of ghost artifacts, and thought I was a novice in the ghost world. So he explained, "To be frank with you, almost no one sells this kind of ghost artifact. Ordinary people can't afford them either." I took out a short blade, and handed it to the shopkeeper, asking, "How much can this ghost artifact sell for?" The shopkeeper took the ghost artifact, and slowly said, "I'm quite knowledgeable about ghost artifacts. It should be even more than what this ghost artifact reveals." The shopkeeper's words got stuck halfway. Then he excitedly blurted out the national essence. "Holy crap! Can actually be used 7 times. I asked the boss if he would take it. "Little brother, you think too highly of me. I don't buy this kind of thing." The boss looked enviously at the ghost item. Even if he emptied his family's fortune, he couldn't afford it. I couldn't help but feel down. Is my item not good? After all, this ghost energy in my eyes was just a low-grade item. "Young master, don't say that. If your ghost energy isn't good, then what we trade, all our ghost energy wouldn't even count as trash. How about this? I'll help you shout it out. Someone will definitely buy your ghost energy." After speaking, the boss cleared his throat and loudly shouted, "Here's an item. A brand new ghost artifact. Usable 7 times. Anyone buying? This sentence was like a depth charge, stirring up waves in the crowd. A group of people gathered around. The boss handed the short sword to me. Little brother, everyone's here. You handle it yourself. I nodded. Holding the short sword, I said, this low-grade ghost artifact can indeed be used 7 times. I hadn't finished speaking when someone interrupted me. You call this kind of top-grade item a low-grade ghost artifact? Are you serious? I didn't expect them to react so strongly. This kind of ghost artifact with limited uses is indeed a low-grade item in the underworld. So I picked up the short sword and asked, I want to sell this ghost artifact. Anyone buying? But the people around didn't trust me. Who knows if you're a liar? What if it can't be used 7 times? I picked up the short sword. A wave of ghost energy spread out from the short sword. As long as one was a ghost wielder, they could feel the short sword's condition. The people around immediately erupted. Can really be used 7 times. This is a top-grade ghost artifact. Can sell for at least 30,000 renminbi. My mood gradually lifted. A low-grade ghost artifact is actually worth so much. So I asked again, anyone buying? At this, a girl in a white cheongsam stepped forward. I'm willing to buy. I was ready to name a high price. If he wasn't willing to buy, then I'd lower the price appropriately. So I said 32,000 underworld coins. To my surprise, the girl in the cheongsam nodded and agreed. I immediately regretted it, feeling I'd lost out. I guess the girl was rich, but I didn't expect her to be this rich. What does 32,000 underworld coins even mean? I've been an underworld envoy for 7 years in the underworld, and that's just a fraction of this amount. I also want to buy this ghost artifact. Just then, someone else spoke up. The girl in the cheongsam raised her brows slightly, looking coldly at the other person. What do you mean by this? The boy had his right hand in his pocket. His tone casual. I want to buy it too. What's wrong with that? After the boy finished speaking, he emphasized, I'm willing to pay an even higher price. You just have to snatch it from me? I've already settled on the price. Is your name written on this ghost artifact? Or have you paid for it? The girl in the cheongsam immediately fell silent, preparing to leave. I quickly stepped forward to stop her. I'm a man of my word. I promised to sell it to you and I won't go back on it. After saying that, I handed the short sword to her. Give me 32,000 underworld coins. This ghost artifact is sold to you. The girl in the cheongsam's beautiful eyes shone. This person's character is truly good. It was the first time she had met someone who wouldn't take extra money. The boy looked disappointed, preparing to leave. He still thought he could buy the ghost artifact with a price advantage. I stopped him and asked, Brother, are you leaving? The ghost artifact is already sold. Of course I'm leaving. I smiled and said, the short sword is sold, but I have other ghost artifacts. You can take a look. Everyone looked on in disbelief. Such a rare item. It's not like cabbage. There's a second one. The girl in the cheongsam had just been about to leave. Hearing my words, she stopped to observe. The boy looked at the blue sword at my waist and asked, you still have ghost artifacts? Seeing that he mistakenly thought I was going to sell the sword, so I quickly waved my hand. This accessory is an underworld artifact. It's much more valuable than a ghost artifact. I just think this ghost artifact looks very beautiful. I don't know which is more powerful, this or a top-grade ghost artifact. I gave an awkward laugh, compared to low-end stuff like ghost chi, so as not to dampen the boy's confidence. I could only skip this topic. I took a pair of scissors out of my pocket. It was also a ghost artifact that could be used 7 times. Seeing that I really had another ghost artifact, everyone was very surprised. The girl in the qipao also looked at him in surprise. Now she was very concerned about my ghost artifact. If it was also a top-grade item that could be used 7 times. The boy was not in a hurry. Pointing at the ghost artifact, he asked, is this one also a top-grade item? I only want top-grade ghost artifacts. I nodded. This ghost artifact can also be used 7 times. This statement caused everyone to be shocked and alarmed. Enviously and extremely, they asked about my background. He actually has 2 top-grade items. Did he rob a ghost's lair or go to the underworld? The boy also suspected I was bragging. But when he held the ghost artifact, he was immediately surprised. This was indeed a top-grade ghost artifact that could be used 7 times. After asking for the price, the boy also spent 32,000 renminbi to buy the ghost artifact. seeing that I had sold another top-grade ghost artifact. The Qipao girl's face darkened. She had thought the seller had noble character, which was why he insisted on selling the first ghost artifact to him. It turned out he was just worried about his sugar daddy running off. It was merely for making money. It was a waste of the good impression she had formed of him. So she turned around, preparing to leave. "Beauty," I called out to her. "What's wrong?" He used the ice-cold beautiful demon delusional lord. "Do you still need a top-grade ghost artifact?" I pulled out another spherical ghost artifact. "If you plan to buy, I can give you a discount." Another top-grade ghost artifact. The Qipao girl felt surprised internally. "Buy it?" I looked at her and asked. The Qipao girl shook her head and refused, because she didn't have underworld money. I felt a bit regretful. Then I looked at the boy next to me. "Do you want this ghost artifact?" After the boy hesitated, he said, "I already have one top-grade ghost artifact. Over 30,000 Mingbai is a large amount." He couldn't produce it either. "Currently, no one is buying ghost chi. I'll pack up and go eat first." When I finished eating and was about to leave, I saw a group of people walk in through the door. The man leading them waved his hand, conjuring ghost chi. The ghost chi formed a net in the air, and then enveloped me. Immediately after, the man snorted coldly and made his move. The enemy was about to summon a contracted ghost. Then, to their surprise, they saw I tore a hole in the net like ghost chi. I casually walked out, completely unaffected. A jade filth creature rushed in front of me. Before it could even make a move, it was firmly bound by my soul chains. As the soul chains gathered, even the contracted ghost inside its body was dragged out, and forcibly ripped into a cloud of smoke, then vanished. From the moment I made my move until the contracted ghost's demise, only about 10 seconds passed. This group of people realized they had run into a tough opponent. The man was about to tell his brothers to flee, but when he turned around, he found that everyone who came with him had already run off. Seeing me walk closer, his legs turned to jelly from fright. He regretted deeply, thinking he shouldn't have tried to rob this person. I was quite displeased. What is the meaning of this? Coming to cause trouble right after I finished eating. The man burst into tears. He reached out and pulled out 2,000 Ming coins. "Big brother, I'm sorry. This is today's robbery earnings. A humble offering for you." I gave him a severe lesson. Just then, my phone rang. A deep male voice came from it. "Brother Mo. In a week, the people selling ghost messengers will come to the ancestral hall." The man finished speaking and hung up. A few seconds later, my phone rang again. "Is there anything else?" I thought it was the person on the other end saying something, but this time it was Li Bingyan's voice. "I have something. Could I trouble you to come to the headquarters of Tongyu Ghost Society?" I agreed without much thought. Presumably, it was to arrange a ghost-catching mission. As soon as I arrived at the Yu Ghost Society, I saw him staring at me eagerly. "Do you still have that top-grade ghost artifact?" So, he knew I was selling top-grade ghost artifacts. I casually pulled one out and handed it to him. Laughing, he said, "Although we know each other, you still have to give me the ghost money that's due." After Li Bingyan confirmed the ghost artifact, a look of joy appeared at the corner of her mouth. She said generously, "I'll give you 40,000 renminbi for your ghost artifact." At this moment, a bald man walked into the room. Li Bingyan clearly didn't want me to meet him. She quickly said, "There's nothing else, you can leave." As soon as I stood up, the bald man stopped me. "Don't be in such a hurry, little brother. I have something to talk to you about." Li Bingyan's brows furrowed slightly. It was truly a case of what you fear comes true. "Chu Hanlin, he's my friend. Don't cause trouble." "I'm not looking for trouble with the little brother," the bald man said, but still blocked my way. Seeing Li Bingyan about to say something else, the bald man interrupted her directly. "That's enough. I won't hurt him." After saying that, he turned to look at me. "Little brother, do you have any more top-grade ghost artifacts?" I nodded. I took out the last ghost artifact. The bald man's eyes lit up when he saw the top-grade ghost artifact. He took the ghost artifact, examined it carefully, and praised, "This is truly a good item." Then he put the ghost artifact into his pocket. He didn't mention money. My brow furrowed deeply. I had to remind the bald man again, "This ghost artifact costs 32,000 renminbi. Little brother, give me this ghost artifact as a gift, and I'll help you improve your treatment at the Ghost Control Society." This bald man not only wanted to freeload, but also tried to manipulate me with grand promises. I stretched out my hand, staring at him. Are you returning it to me or giving me the money? Little brother, give me the ghost artifact, consider it making a friend. As his words fell, the bald man summoned his contracted ghost. Seeing that the man was preparing to use forceful methods, I didn't indulge him either. As a rumbling sound echoed, a gigantic ghost hand grabbed his contracted ghost and slammed it hard against the wall. Who dares to bully my master? Xianxia roared, a terrifying pressure spreading throughout the entire building. Li Bingyan watched fearfully. It's actually a nightmare-tier ghost. No one in the entire Cloud River had ever seen it. Chu Hanliang was held in Xianxia's hand. The gap in strength made it impossible for him to even resist. Feeling a ghost causing a ruckus at the headquarters, a group of Jade Ghost envoys rushed in. Before they could react, his neck was ensnared by the chain, looking along the direction of the iron chain. Although it was also a nightmare-level ghost. I possess 2 nightmare-level ghosts. No one in the entire Cloud River could rival me. Are you going to kill them all, sir? Xianxia asked me. Upon hearing these words, everyone present trembled all over. The bald man's heart sank. He kept begging for mercy, brother. I'm sorry. I'll give you hell money. I'll buy it with money. I waved my hand, signaling to release him. Xianxia released his grip. The bald man fell heavily to the ground. He ignored his own injuries. He began to turn out his pockets, taking out hell money and handing it to me. He was as respectful as possible. It's all right now. I raised my hand, signaling for the 2 ghosts to disappear simultaneously. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief. The bald man's contracted ghost quickly returned. He didn't even dare to look up at me. Sir, my male cat is pregnant and about to give birth, so I'll be leaving first. The people around also fled one after another. Li Bingyan asked me those 2 ghosts just now. Are they your full strength? I shook my head, mere nightmare-level ghosts. If I wanted to, I could cultivate more. Li Bingyan felt very fortunate. Fortunately, he was my teammate, not an enemy. I looked at Li Bingyan and said, if there are any ghost-catching missions, I can do them. I want to catch some powerful ones. To be my own possessions. Li Bingyan didn't expect me to take on such minor tasks. In his eyes, I possessed nightmare-level ghosts, was already at the pinnacle of life. So he pulled me into the Jade Ghost Society's mission group. As soon as I entered, I saw a string of messages. Level 3 Jade Ghost Emissary Yunlin encountered a threat. Is anyone relatively close to the western suburbs? Please go immediately and help. It's a busy time, yet ghosts generally rest during the day. Even ghost messengers only act at night. What danger could he encounter? Mr. M.O., you should go personally. Li Bingyan stared at me and asked tentatively. I readily agreed. After only a few steps, I suddenly thought of something important. I said to Li Bingyan, help me look up a ghost messenger named Zishang Qingru. That ghost messenger, didn't he dissipate? Li Bingyan's words struck me like a thunderbolt. What's going on? I excitedly rushed forward, grabbed Li Bingyan's shoulders, and asked. Li Bingyan jumped in fright because of me. She stammered. He was forced into a desperate situation by the ghost realm. He wanted to seek our protection, but he was rejected by the superiors. Later, there was no more news of him. I guess he's probably dead. Can you confirm he dissipated? I asked Li Bingyan. I'm just guessing. I'll go check for you right now. I nodded. Zishang Qingru was my senior sister from the underworld. She has many abilities. I don't think she would easily dissipate. Just call me when you find something. After I finished speaking, I left. Yunlin sent the location in the group chat. I followed the navigation to a school. It was summer vacation. There were no students here. The school was very calm, with no trace of anything. This indicated there were no ghosts here. As soon as I entered the school, I saw a group of people arguing on the basketball court. Yunlin stood ramrod straight in place. In his right hand, he held a black umbrella. Because he was too emotional, his cheeks were flushed red. Why should the ghost I caught be given to you? Yunlin snapped, gritting his teeth. We had already been watching this ghost for a long time. It's just that you were quick, you captured it one step ahead of us. Fatty said shamelessly. The group of people beside him closed in on Yunlin. Yunlin's brows furrowed slightly. If he didn't hand over the ghost today, these people wouldn't let them leave. What's happening? I slowly walked towards Yunlin. A look of joy appeared on Yunlin's despairing face. He hastily approached me. I caught a ghost yesterday. They want to snatch it away. Yunlin looked behind me and asked, how many people came? Just me. I replied unhurriedly. One person. He immediately despaired. This was almost like no one had come. Hearing my words, Fatty laughed like a pig. Yunlin, this couldn't be the helper you called, could it? To let him come over and get beaten? Yunlin gritted his teeth and gave a cold snort. He turned and gave me a meaningful look, signaling me to get ready to run. I glanced at these people. I asked doubtfully, they are merely second-rank ghost masters. Why would you, a third-rank ghost master, be afraid? Before Yunlin could speak, Fatty pointed at the sky and said, because of the sun. So what if he's a third-rank ghost master? So what if he has two fierce contracted ghosts? Ghosts fear sunlight. Yunlin bit his lips slightly. He angrily looked at the other party. This was clearly long premeditated. You go first. Leave this to me. As his words fell, I stepped forward and blocked Fatty and his group. Fatty's lips curled into a smirk. The disdain on his face grew even more intense. You kid alone want to block our whole group? Fatty was relying on the fact that ghosts could not appear under the sun. Therefore, he dared to unscrupulously snatch Yunlin's ghost. He had been planning for this moment for a long time. Yunlin bit his lips slightly with some anger. If it weren't for the fact that ghosts couldn't appear under the sun's illumination, he would have long ago summoned his contracted ghost to teach Fatty who and his group a lesson. Hearing this, the black cat's lips curled up with a cunning glint. One only saw a chain resembling an iron chain. Appeared from Black Cat's hand, whipped fiercely onto Fatty, whose body. Pig-like screams echoed across the plaza. The few people behind Fatty who saw this scene were so scared they retreated, not daring to advance. Yunlin's eyes widened, a look of disbelief on his face. How could this be? Under the sun, one cannot summon ghosts, nor can one use traces. This is the most basic rule. Everyone is a ghost envoy. Why can Black Cat break the rules and use traces under the sun? All of this is just because Black Cat possesses a very abnormal trace. It is unafraid of the sun's influence. Not only can it use traces, but it can even summon ghosts. None of your business. Let's go, Black Cat said, leading Yunlin and the others away. Fatty, who and the others dared not stop them, and could only watch Black Cat and the others depart. Just as Black Cat was returning the way they came, a strange thing happened. No matter if he went straight or turned left, he couldn't find the way out. Even if Black Cat were an idiot, he'd know this was a ghost blocking their path. As soon as they got out of the car, they saw a dense white fog all around. Visibility was less than a meter. Black Cat held a golden-blue long sword in his right hand and advanced forward. Ghost. Crying began to gradually increase at a visible speed. A sound of crying came. They saw a woman squatting in the corner. Perhaps she heard Black Cat's footsteps. She lowered the hand covering her face. Slowly, she turned her head to look at Black Cat. Give me back my child. Give me back my child. Her voice gradually intensified. Fingernails gradually transformed into Xianxia. She glared fiercely at Black Cat. You took my child. I'll make you pay with your lives. She was about to fight Black Cat to the death when the next moment, she stopped in place. My lord! This familiar cry of Black Cat, my lord, was as if she had suffered immense grievance and wanted to find someone to confide in. Black Cat was a bit puzzled. He didn't recognize the ghost in front of him. He wasn't wearing his four-robe garment now, nor was he wearing ghost official attire. If it wasn't a familiar person, it would be impossible to recognize him. I am Xianxia. Xianxia anxiously explained to Black Cat. Do you still remember the matter of the ghost mother? Black Cat suddenly perked up. It's you. Black Cat cultivated the 5 viscera ghost hiding technique. One of the ghosts was the ghost mother. It was precisely because of Xianxia's help that Black Cat was able to subdue the ghost mother. And relying on the ghost mother, he firmly established his position as a ghost messenger in the underworld. What's wrong with you now? Why do you have such strong resentment? My child was taken away. Lord, please, you must help me. I don't even know where my child was taken. I can't find my child at all. Lord Black Cat, as long as you help me find my child, I am willing to repay you 100-fold. I can sign a contract with you. Black Cat glanced at Xianxia. Name, Xianxia. Realm, perilous level. Skill, confinement of evil. After use, prevents enemies from leaving a fixed range. His skill was ultimately unremarkable. It didn't have any particularly outstanding features. Black Cat didn't consider taking him into the official record book, but he could keep him as a decent helper. I can agree to help you find your child, but you must sign a subservience contract with me. Black Cat stated his condition. All right, as long as you help me find my child, even if it means my soul disperses, I am willing. For Xianxia, his child was everything to him. He could even sacrifice himself for his child. Come with me, Black Cat slowly said to Xianxia. Then Xianxia transformed into a wisp of mist and resided on the golden-blue longsword in Black Cat's hand. As Xianxia disappeared, the surrounding dense fog dispersed, revealing the path that should have been there. Black Cat opened his phone and sent a message in the chat group. Who has good intel? I want to ask about ghosts. If you want to find ghosts, come find me at Wanling KTV tonight. I'll take you to find them. After Black Cat returned home, it was already past 7 p.m. Li Shui's figure appeared beside Black Cat. After you left, my lord, a few people snuck in. Do you know who they were? Black Cat was very curious. Who came to his home? What was their purpose? I left a trace of my aura on them. Do you need me to help you investigate? Go investigate who they are. Be careful. If they are related to ghost fish, you must ensure your own safety. All right, Li Shui nodded, and then left. During the day, he couldn't leave this building, so he hadn't investigated the other party's identity. Now it was night. He could move freely. Black Cat quickly tidied up and drove to Wanlin KTV to find Feng Mingyu. I'm in the lobby. Where are you? Wait a moment, I'm coming. Black Cat sat on a chair. Waited for about 2 minutes. Are you Black Cat? Black Cat looked up. Saw a woman dressed in a particularly flamboyant manner standing in front of him. This woman had blue dreadlocks, wore earrings, and black shorts. Can you help me find that ghost child? For this matter, you've come to the right person. Feng Mingyu's tone was very confident. As long as it's in Yunchuan, there's no one I can't find, and nothing I can't investigate. Black Cat's eyes lit up. That amazing? Feng Mingyu's lips curled upwards. With a hint of pride, you're a newcomer, you wouldn't understand. We ghost sages have our own circle. For example, the black market. Come, I'll take you to the black market to find my uncle. Black Cat followed Feng Mingyu to an unknown small shop. A few low-level ghosts were kept in the shop. Inside sat an old man wearing black sunglasses. This old man was very busy. Dozens of phones were laid out in front of him. His eyes were constantly fixed on the phones. Then he picked up a pen and wrote something in a notebook. Feng Mingyu looked at the old man through the protective glass and greeted him. His uncle. This is my friend, Black Cat. Upon hearing Black Cat's name, Lu Feng leaned forward and carefully looked at Black Cat. I know. This kid caused a big ruckus at the Chen family a few days ago. Yesterday, he even tried to overturn the headquarters of the Ghost Control Society. In just a few words, he revealed things about Black Cat. Oh, and this guy, a few days ago, he also sold several top-grade ghostly tricks. Hearing Lu Feng's words, Black Cat immediately understood that Feng Mingyu wasn't bragging. His uncle's information network was indeed very powerful. I'm looking for you to inquire about something. Who caught a ghost child some time ago? Let me check for you. Lu Feng picked up a white notebook. Then he flipped through the notebook, searching for about 10 odd minutes. He found a piece of paper. He recorded the information from the notebook onto the paper. Lu Feng held the paper. He waved it in front of Black Cat's eyes. The information you want is on this. 1,000 reputation coins. No bargaining. Black Cat didn't hesitate. He took out 1,000 reputation coins and handed them to Lu Feng. A few simple sentences were written on it. The ghost child was captured by a disciple of Qi Dao Temple. Although he didn't know how Lu Feng got this information, it didn't seem fake. Where is Qi Dao Temple? What kind of place is it? Black Cat was very unfamiliar with Qi Dao Temple. He knew nothing about it. There are two relatively large Taoist temples in Yunchuan. The first temple is Jingxi Hall. The second temple is Qi Dao Temple. Jingxi Hall has ghost jade masters and Taoists, and Qi Dao Temple is exclusively Taoists. They have specialized ghost catching techniques. Their main source of income is helping people catch ghosts. Occasionally, they do a little business. For example, things like selling ghosts. Black Cat didn't quite understand the concept of a Taoist priest. But Black Cat's master was once in the mortal realm, and was also a respected individual, and belonged to a Taoist sect. Alright, I understand. Black Cat turned and prepared to leave. What are you doing? You're not going to his Taoist temple, are you? His Taoist temple is not to be trifled with. Feng Mingyu advised Black Cat. But Black Cat didn't listen at all, and left directly. Feng Mingyu was speechless. Is this guy always so busy? Then he also chased after him. But Feng Mingyu didn't know that Black Cat was the one not to be trifled with. Speaking of the temple entrance, there was a young man dressed in ordinary clothes. This man's demeanor was too lazy. Lying on a chair with his legs crossed, he gently opened his eyes, then gently closed them again. The moment he slightly opened his eyes, his body suddenly jolted. Scared, he slumped from the chair onto the ground. "Senior brother, help! There's a ghost, a ghost!" he shouted, pushing open the door, and scrambled into the Taoist temple. Black Cat was puzzled. When he had returned to the mortal realm before, he was also mistaken for a ghost. These people must have some kind of related ability, right? However, from another perspective, Black Cat could also be considered a ghost. After all, it is the underworld's secret. The moment the young man just now saw Black Cat, he only saw an overwhelming surge of ghostly aura. That fierce ghostly aura suppressed him, making him unable to breathe. It was his first time seeing such a fierce ghost. At least it wasn't something their group of junior disciples could resolve. They absolutely had to invite senior brother out. Here he comes, here he comes. Because of this, Black Cat, in order to save the son of his underworld friend, ran to the Taoist temple in Yunchuan City to directly demand the ghost. The people in the quiet Taoist temple immediately shouted for him to get lost. But they didn't know that Black Cat was just a human, who had just returned to the mortal realm from the underworld. The eldest senior brother of the Taoist temple heard that a ghost had broken into the temple. He immediately stood up. Carrying his ghost-catching gear, he came to the courtyard. "What are you doing? Scared like this by just one ghost? What a disgrace." Wan Yu was wearing a yellow Taoist robe. He angrily pointed at his two junior disciple brothers in front of him. He was an orthodox Taoist priest. This yellow Taoist robe was the best symbol of the righteous path. How could we, a group of Taoist priests, still be afraid of ghosts? "Open the door," Wan Yu reprimanded. "Eldest senior brother, how about we just forget it? It really is a very fierce ghost. We're worried you'll be scared." The stout man pouted. His face was on the verge of tears. "I'm not afraid of ghosts. What kind of joke is that? Open the door," Wan Yu roared, full of righteous indignation. Ever since ghosts appeared in this world, the ghosts he had caught over the years numbered no less than 1,000, or at least over 500. If I were afraid of ghosts, what would I have been doing all this time? If this matter got out, wouldn't people laugh their teeth off? The stout man reluctantly opened the door. The moment the Black Cat walked into the courtyard, Wan Yu and the others simultaneously recoiled backward. Meow, meow, meow. Wan Yu was speechless for a moment. This really was a very fierce ghost. In his eyes, the other party was not a person, but a ghost with an overwhelming aura. According to the strength of the ghostly aura, one judges a ghost's level of power. What kind of situation was an overwhelming ghostly aura? The moment he saw the Black Cat, he immediately lost all thought of catching ghosts. Wan Yu's aura-observing technique had already reached mastery. What he saw was not just simple ghostly aura, but that inside the other party's belly, there were surprisingly 5 ghosts being harbored. His gaze met the gaze of one of the ghosts inside the Black Cat's belly. At that moment, Wan Yu's body suddenly trembled. This was a fear that originated from his very soul. Wan Yu hastily averted his gaze. He dared not use his aura-observing technique again. "Count eldest senior brother. Catch it." One of his junior disciple brothers prompted Wan Yu. "Shut up." Wan Yu cursed angrily. "If we could catch it, wouldn't we have already acted? How do you catch such a powerful ghost? Are we supposed to risk our lives to catch it? Why have you come to my Chidaoguan?" Wan Yu braced himself and questioned the Black Cat. "Did you capture a ghost child a few days ago? The ghost child's mother is very anxious. Can you return the ghost child to me? I can give you Ming coins." Wan Yu's face was livid. A ghost has come knocking on their door. This ghost before them actually dared to brazenly demand a ghost from him. What does it take them, these Taoist priests, for? "Can you give it to me?" Although Wan Yu was very unwilling in his heart, his actions were very honest. After waiting for about 3 minutes, Shidi brought over a gray-black jar. A talisman paper was pasted on the jar. Wan Yu removed the paper from the jar. A small ghost walked out from the jar. The moment it saw Wan Yu and the others, it subconsciously stumbled backward, retracting its neck. But turning around, it saw the black cat and exclaimed, "Lord Black Cat." This Lord Black Cat made Wan Yu even more certain that the black cat was a ghost, and a distinguishing Xiaohua at that. "Come out, I found your son for you." Ing Xiaohua appeared beside the black cat. She stepped forward, hugging her son. "Son, are you all right? I told you not to run around, but you wouldn't listen. You got caught by these stinky Taoists, didn't you? If Lord Black Cat hadn't intervened to save you, you definitely wouldn't have survived. Hurry up and thank Lord Black Cat." The little ghost quickly thanked him. "Thank you, Lord Black Cat, for saving my life." Ing Xiaohua glared fiercely at Wan Yu. Then she disappeared with her son. Secondly, at the same time, they resided within the long sword in the black cat's hand. "Thanks," the black cat said, taking out 2,000 Ming coins and handing them to Wan Yu, then turned and left. "Senior brother, are you just going to let this ghost go?" "Of course not. We definitely have to reclaim the face we lost today. Go buy some talisman paper and bring it back. I want to draw a grand ghost-catching formation to personally capture this ghost." Wan Yu let out a cold snort. Wan Yu, was certainly not afraid of the black cat. It was just that it came too suddenly, and he was unprepared. "This time, I must prepare a ghost-catching formation in advance. I must regain my dignity today." Poor Wan Yu. He still didn't know what kind of existence he had provoked. When the black cat was working in the underworld, it had killed more than 1,000,000 powerful beings. After the black cat left its Taoist temple, it ran straight into Feng Mingyu, who was rushing over. Feng Mingyu had her right hand on her hip, her chest rising and falling, panting heavily. The bangs on her forehead were soaked with sweat. "Nothing?" Feng Mingyu was a bit surprised. "Nothing. The matter is already resolved." "Is already resolved?" Feng Mingyu had originally thought the black cat would get into a conflict with the group of people from the Taoist temple. But this scene did not happen. It seemed he was overthinking things. "Have you eaten yet? I'll treat you to a meal." "Okay, I'm just hungry." The black cat had been busy all night, and was indeed a bit hungry. Feng Mingyu took the black cat to an ordinary restaurant in the suburbs. The restaurant was very empty. There was no one inside. The first impression upon entering the restaurant was that it was dirty, messy, and run down. The tables in the restaurant were covered with a thick layer of dust. And who knows how long it had been since the floor was mopped. "Why is it so dirty?" Feng Mingyu had never encountered such a dirty restaurant before. "Are you afraid of ghosts?" The black cat asked Feng Mingyu this question. At this moment, it seemed particularly naive. "What do you mean?" Feng Mingyu looked around warily, and couldn't help but move closer to the black cat. "I am a ghost envoy. I'm not afraid of ghosts," Feng Mingyu said, trying to sound brave. "It's fine as long as you're not afraid of ghosts. We've arrived at a ghost's lair." "A ghost's lair?" The next moment, Feng Mingyu understood. Why did the black cat say this place was a ghost den? Ghostly figures appeared all around. The restaurant, which wasn't very big to begin with, was now completely filled with ghosts. Feng Mingyu casually counted. There were at least a dozen ghosts. He subconsciously moved closer to the black cat. "Aren't you not afraid of ghosts?" "I'm not afraid." Feng Mingyu puffed out his chest and stood ramrod straight as he spoke. Suddenly, Feng Mingyu's body stiffened abruptly. The scene that suddenly appeared before his eyes made all the hairs on his body stand on end. A female ghost with disheveled hair appeared. Blood flowed from this woman's body, and her body parts floated in the air. Feng Mingyu merely glanced at her, and various tragic scenes suddenly flooded his mind. Scenes of death. Feng Mingyu had never imagined that he would actually encounter a nightmare-level ghost. He was dead, absolutely dead. The black cat didn't react as strongly as Feng Mingyu. He had killed many ghosts in the underworld. Don't summon your contracted ghost. If your contracted ghost comes out, it will be eaten. Feng Mingyu was so scared that he immediately dared not summon his contracted ghost. If you're too scared, close your eyes. The black cat comforted Feng Mingyu. Feng Mingyu closed his eyes, clinging tightly behind the black cat, not daring to move an inch. A roar echoed. Chenxi's figure appeared in mid-air. He waved his palm, directly shattering the surrounding illusion. The black cat hadn't summoned Xianxia. He must have sensed a ghost provoking him, so he came out. "Please wait a moment, my lord. I will resolve this trouble for you immediately." Xianxia's figure charged straight ahead, entangling with another nightmare-level ghost. Wails and howls echoed. Deep craters appeared on the hotel walls, and cracks simultaneously appeared on the ground. "Let's get out of here first." The black cat pulled Feng Mingyu's hand, leading him out of the hotel. Feng Mingyu opened his eyes and saw two nightmare-level ghosts fighting. How come there's another ghost from the nightmare collection? Feng Ming and everyone else cursed. What exactly is this black cat's identity? How is it so powerful? She grew braver with each battle. He let out a shrill shriek that made people's hearts tremble. One could only see Shi, with one hand, pierced through the chest of another Nightmare Collection ghost. He lifted this Nightmare Collection ghost and walked towards the black cat. "Hey, my lord, I've already caught this ghost that offended you." The black cat raised a paw and collected this ghost into the Righteous Path book. "Congratulations. You have acquired the illusion of traces." At this moment, on the first page of the Righteous Path book, an extra line of reminder text suddenly appeared. "Already captured 5 ghosts. Capture 5 more ghosts, and all Nether coin income will increase tenfold." As if fearing the black cat wouldn't see it, this line of golden text was particularly eye-catching. This Righteous Path book truly brings constant surprises. In that case, the daily income from a Nightmare Collection ghost would be 830. The Nightmare Collection's daily total would be 2,400. Just by eating a meal, the income will increase tenfold. If I eat a few more meals like this, the first small goal won't be far off. Chief Senior Brother of the Taoist Temple, that ghost that came to our Taoist temple causing trouble just now, got into a fight with another Nightmare Collection ghost. Let's go and reap the benefits of their conflict and capture that ghost. After he finished buying the yellow paper, on his way back to the Taoist temple, he saw the black cat at that moment, fighting with a Nightmare Collection ghost. So he frantically rushed back to report. "Fellow disciples, bring your gear and set up the ghost-catching formation. Come with me to catch ghosts." Guan Yu led his junior disciples and laid out paper talismans on the path the black cat was sure to take. They drew some strange patterns on the ground, then took out red thread and buried it in the ground. This group of people moved very skillfully. In less than 10 minutes, they had prepared everything. Next, they just had to quietly wait for the black cat to take the bait. The black cat had just finished catching ghosts and was just about to drive away. Here suddenly, a group of people dressed in Taoist robes rushed out. For people held red strings in their right hands, forming a square, trapping the black cat within. The other 4 held their thumbs in their right hands. Then it was spread on the ground. Several others were holding red sand or something else. The black cat couldn't tell what it was either. It looked like lime. The plump man held a basin of incense ash in his right hand and splashed it at the black cat. Black ash scattered everywhere. The black cat was completely speechless. He had just caught a ghost from the Nightmare Collection and was in a pretty good mood. But now, his good mood was ruined by this basin of incense ash. "Are you crazy?" The black cat cursed angrily at the plump man. The plump man's pupils gradually widened. "You're fine?" He looked utterly disbelieving. "But that's impossible." The plump man held a talisman paper and waved it in front of the black cat's eyes. "Aren't you scared?" The man asked the black cat again, full of doubt. The black cat, in response, backhanded the plump man across the face and cursed, "Is there water in your brain? Are you insane or what?" The plump man looked aggrieved. "Senior brother, this ghost is too fierce. He even hit me." Guan Yu also panicked. He shook a bell, mumbling something unintelligible. "And what are you mumbling about? Acting all mysterious." The black cat was very close to Guan Yu. The moment he felt the black cat's breath, Guan Yu's tightly furrowed brows gradually relaxed. "Meow, meow, meow. So you're a person. You scared me to death. I thought I'd run into a tough one." At that moment, he inexplicably felt a sense of relief. No wonder the talisman paper and red string, he even set up a grand ghost-catching formation, were completely useless against the black cat. "I'm sorry. It was a complete misunderstanding. Guan Yu had never dreamed that he could confuse people with ghosts." He was utterly embarrassed. He quickly pulled out 2,000 Ming coins from his pocket. "Brother, I am truly sorry. This is a small token of my sincerity to you. What happened today was purely a misunderstanding. I truly didn't do it on purpose. I really got it wrong. When you truly didn't intend to cause trouble for Black Cat. He just mistakenly took Black Cat for a ghost. Black Cat accepted the 2,000 Ming coins. Don't let there be a next time. No, there definitely won't be a next time. Wan Yu's attitude at this moment was extremely submissive. Black Cat had already said his piece, and said what needed to be said, and Wan Yu had also paid compensation. So Black Cat no longer sought trouble. He turned and left with Feng Mingyu. Wan Yu watched Black Cat's retreating figure. He slumped weakly to the ground, as if a great burden had been lifted. Senior brother, why was that person just now so strange? He's a human, so why does he have such a heavy ghostly aura? This is truly unusual. Ghost envoys also possess ghostly aura. But that kind of ghostly aura comes from contracted ghosts. Black Cat's ghostly aura, however, came from himself. This is also why Wan Yu and the others would mistake Black Cat for a ghost. How would I know? The world is so vast. There are always some things we don't understand. You absolutely must not provoke him. People will die. His matter can be discussed after Master returns. Before then, no one is to provoke him. This last sentence, Wan Yu raised his voice. This wasn't a reminder. This was a warning that Black Cat was not to be trifled with. The next day, Black Cat set off for Minghai Tower. Yesterday, he accepted a mission in the Yunchuan Jade Ghost community. 4 deaths at Minghai Tower. Someone is needed to investigate the situation. Danger level 3. Reward for completing the mission. 300 Ming coins. Black Cat wasn't after the 300 Ming coins reward. He was more curious about what skills this ghost possessed. Ever since the anomalies descended, many cases are handed over to the Yu Gui Society for resolution, while many regular employees are responsible for public order. As for investigating cases after that, they are left to the people of the Yu Gui Society to solve. Hey, you're not allowed in here. It's very dangerous. Hurry and leave. Zhao, who saw a man wearing a black hat walk into the building and warned him. Bang! A gunshot echoed in the air. Zhao, whose body fell stiffly to the ground. The man wearing the black hat held a black pistol in his hand, quickened his steps and entered the Minghai building. Black Cat had just driven to the Minghai building when he witnessed this scene. Bright red blood stained his palm. Zhao, whose face was deathly pale, devoid of color. Subsequently, Zhao, who was lifted onto an ambulance and sent to the hospital. I am from the Yu Gui Society. I am in charge of the mission at the Minghai building. What happened? The man recounted the general sequence of events to Black Cat. There was no fire at the Minghai building the night before last. Yet, 4 people were burned to death. Zhao, who suspected it was the work of a ghost, and reported the matter to the Yu Gui Society. For the Yu Gui Society to resolve. Everything seemed reasonable. The only unreasonable thing was someone suddenly appearing with a gun. I understand. You all wait for me here. Black Cat set off into the Minghai building. As he walked into the building, a wave of eerie coolness assailed him. Black Cat did not take the elevator. Instead, he chose to take the stairs. He needed to check each floor. Chun Shi, Black Cat snorted coldly. My lord, you see there's a person with a gun here. Help me catch him. As you command, Chun Shi nodded. His gaze swept around. Then he passed through the ceiling and went upstairs. Black Cat walked up the stairs unhurriedly. He didn't know why, but ever since entering, Black Cat had a bad feeling. There was an inexpressible heaviness in his heart. Yin Si's intuition usually foreshadowed something happening. Chu Xing went with Chun Shi. I have a bad feeling. Immediately, Chu Xing also emerged from his routine and set off to follow Chun Shi. To prevent being ambushed, Black Cat also brought out Hong Yi. Hong Ye's hair hung to the ground, floating behind Black Cat. My lord, I'm scared. Hong Yi looked up towards the ceiling. Black Cat was quite surprised. What was it that made him feel scared? There seems to be something upstairs. I'm scared, Hong Yi repeated again. Although he didn't know why, he truly felt scared. Ghosts never say they're scared. When he uttered the word scared, it meant there was definitely danger. Something's wrong. Chun Shi's returned from his outing. Black Cat roared loudly. There was no response. Only Black Cat's voice echoed in the corridor. Black Cat then quickened his steps upstairs. Suddenly, a sharp shriek pierced the sky. The sound was a heart-wrenching scream. Black Cat's heart suddenly clenched. Black Cat was very familiar with the heart-wrenching scream from just now. That was Chun Shi's voice. Black Cat quickened his steps and rushed upstairs. Xianxia was a nightmare-level ghost. Even in the underworld, he could barely be considered a formidable one. Yet at this moment, he let out a heart-wrenching scream. 20,000 underworld coins. Please don't let anything happen. Black Cat was anxious. He quickened his steps again. The underworld bright flame actually appeared in the human world, and was possessed by a human ghost envoy. And this kind of flame could burn a ghost's origin. If even a little bit touched them, they would instantly be engulfed by the flames. The closer Black Cat got to the top floor, the louder Xianxia's heart-wrenching screams became. Boom! A large hole was smashed through the ceiling. A mass of pitch-black flames fell to the ground. Xianxia's figure was currently at the center of the flames. His soul was currently being incinerated by the flames. My lord, leave quickly. As the words fell, immediately following was Xianxia's heart-wrenching screams. Why would the netherworld bright flame appear in the mortal realm? The Black Cat took out a blue longsword. It swung the longsword, fiercely slashing down at Xianxia, severing the connection between the netherworld bright flame and Xianxia. The netherworld bright flame fell to the ground. Having lost anything it could burn, the flame gradually shrank, then slowly disappeared. The Black Cat realized that what was before it was merely the flame of the netherworld bright flame, but not the true fire seed. Xianxia's body had shrunk by a fist size. The netherworld bright flame had burned his essence. It would be very difficult for him to recover in the short term. Boom! Another intense explosion sounded overhead. Chu Xing must be fighting with ghosts. Hongye, go help. Who told you to run out? The man wearing a black hat spoke to a ghost. Director Liu. Fortunately, I brought the netherworld bright flame to find you. Otherwise, you would definitely have died here. I just wanted to come out and get some fresh air and eat some food. These people came to cause me trouble. Once I've killed all these ghosts, I'll go back with you. Hurry up. The man with the hat folded his arms across his chest. He was quite impatient. Chu Xing's current condition was terrible. His originally intact body had now become mutilated, missing an arm and half of his torso. If he were to be touched by flames again, he would definitely die. It was at this desperate moment Hongye appeared. The man with the hat saw another nightmare tier ghost had arrived. He exclaimed in surprise, how can a small place like Yunchuan surprisingly have 3 nightmare tier ghosts? The man with the hat gritted his teeth. He seemed to have made up his mind. He pulled a black bottle from his pocket. Zhang Kuei, this flame is all for you. Kill everyone here. The man with the hat tossed out the black bottle. Zhang Kuei held the bottle in his right hand, his expression very excited. Upon him crushing the bottle, pitch-black flames instantly enveloped his entire body. Zhang Kuei, this ghost's aura was even more vigorous than before. Kill you all. Zhang Kuei licked his tongue and rushed towards Chu Qin and the other 2 ghosts. The Black Cat used the resounding ghost warrior technique from the soul dispersion ghost catching art. Waving its long sword, it charged at Zhang Kuei. The soul dispersion ghost catching art naturally restrains ghosts. Under normal circumstances, the Black Cat would definitely instantly kill a nightmare-level ghost. But the situation was different now. The Black Cat also dared not easily touch the netherworld bright fire. Meow, 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 is this guy really that fierce? The man wearing the hat exclaimed. It was the first time he had seen someone able to fight a ghost to a standstill. Trajectory illusion. The Black Cat used the trajectory illusion. The surrounding environment underwent an earth-shattering change. A sea of flames surged forth, filling the sky. Corpses lay scattered in the black flames. And this scene was the scene Zhang Kuei feared most in his heart. Zhang Kuei's emotions clearly changed. He began to become irritable. With a cunning move, the Black Cat waved its hand and a chain surged out, tightly binding Zhang Kuei's body. The netherworld bright fire on Zhang Kuei's body instantly flared up. The black flames were like a lit fuse, burning along the chain towards the Black Cat. The Black Cat immediately let go. The black flames gradually disappeared. The bespectacled man's pupils gradually dilated. How does this guy possess so many trajectories? Some don't even have a single trajectory. But this person can easily use 3 types of trajectories. Unprecedented. What surprised him even more was that the man before his eyes had actually contracted 3 nightmare-level ghosts, and they were so obedient. They even risked soul dispersion to obey the Black Cat's commands. The man wearing the hat stepped back to avoid being implicated. Just then, Zhang Kuei suddenly opened his mouth. A stream of black smoke surged out. Just as Zhang Kuei opened his mouth, Black Cat waved a hand, sending forth the hairpin. The golden yellow hairpin was incredibly fast. In the blink of an eye, it appeared before Zhang Kuei's eyes. The moment Zhang Kuei's hand touched the hairpin pierced through his palm. It shot straight towards the center of his brows. In such a short amount of time, Zhang Kuei was utterly unable to react. He could only let the hairpin pass through the center of his brows. This hairpin was a gift from Black Cat's senior sister. Compared to being used openly, this hairpin was more suited for sneak attacks. At this instant, Zhang Kuei lost the ability to resist. Thwack! A pair of ghostly arms pierced through Zhang Kuei's chest. A black figure passed through Zhang Kuei's chest. Another ghostly figure appeared to the side. It grabbed Zhang Kuei's chest from the middle. His palm brutally tore Zhang Kuei into two halves. Xianxia and Chu Xing, the two of them, each grabbed one half of Zhang Kuei and began devouring it, using it to restore their depleted ghost energy. Hong Yi saw Xianxia and Chu Xing devouring Zhang Kuei's body, and was practically drooling with envy. This stuff was a great tonic, but he couldn't step forward to ask for some. After all, slaying Zhang Kuei wasn't largely his doing. Chun Shi glanced at Hong Yi. He tore off a leg and handed it to Hong Yi. Hong Yi was incredibly excited. The man in the hat saw that Zhang Kuei was dead, and felt a little panicked. Black Cat was very interested in the Yudu underworld flame. If he could acquire this item, his strength would absolutely surge. Black Cat walked over towards the man in the hat, preparing to ask about the Yudu underworld flame. As soon as Black Cat reached the man's side, bang, a gunshot rang out. The man in the hat had committed suicide. Unfortunately, he just died like that. Black Cat also couldn't get any useful information. At this moment, outside the Minghai building, Li Bingyan heard that ghosts from the Nightmare Collection had appeared here, so she quickly gathered all Jade Ghost historians to provide support. A full contingent of over 100 Jade Ghost historians assembled. Everyone summoned forth their contract ghosts, ready to enter. Li Bingyan's single sentence brought the atmosphere to its most tense moment. Just then, the sounds of fighting in the building disappeared. A dark figure appeared before everyone. Everyone adopted a battle-ready stance. Even Li Bingyan unconsciously tightened her grip on the ghostly energy in her hand. The distant dark figure gradually grew larger. Black Cat's figure slowly appeared before everyone's eyes. Black Cat's upper garment looked as if it had been burned by fire, missing a sleeve. There were traces of scrapes on his right arm. But at this moment, everyone's gaze was not on Black Cat. They were more concerned about what was behind Black Cat. In the hands of two nightmare-grade ghosts, both were holding an unknown object. But with a cold glance, Li Bingyan and the others felt a chill in their hearts. They instinctively retreated backward. Some lower-grade ghosts were so scared they immediately returned to their hosts' bodies, not daring to show themselves. Everyone looked at Black Cat with apprehension and even greater fear. Li Bingyan took a deep breath. Didn't a nightmare-grade ghost appear here? It's already been dealt with. Hearing that the nightmare-grade ghost had been dealt with by Black Cat, Li Bingyan and the ghost hunters behind her secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Just a nightmare-grade ghost. Why are so many people here? I can handle it alone. I don't need your help. Black Cat said casually. Are those the words of a human? What do you mean, just a nightmare-grade ghost? Only someone like Black Cat, who possesses two nightmare-grade ghosts, could utter such arrogant words. There's a person wearing a hat inside. Help me find out where he's from. Give me his detailed information. Black Cat was very interested in the man wearing the hat. He even suspected that this man was the one who brought the netherworld bright flame. Humph! Li Bingyan arranged for someone to take the man in the hat from inside his corpse out. Then, he began to investigate the man's identity. Black Cat did not linger either. He came to Sifanjuan again to buy some materials. He planned to refine a ghost artifact that could house ghosts. Ordinary ghost artifacts only needed to be made with underworld currency. But ghost artifacts that housed ghosts were more special, requiring a corresponding vessel. Black Cat wandered around the materials section for a long time, but did not find anything he liked. Hello, Mr. Black Cat. A man in a black suit approached Black Cat. This Sifanjuan is an establishment under my young master's command. My young master wishes to meet you. Black Cat followed behind the man in uniform and arrived at a room. Inside, A young man sat on a chair, sipping a pot of tea. "Brother, have a seat," the man greeted Black Cat warmly. "My name is Fu Wansan. I'm looking for you because I want to do business with you. You should still have ghost artifacts, right? The kind of top-grade ghost artifacts." Some time ago, Black Cat's sale of top-grade ghost artifacts at Xianxia had attracted a lot of attention. As for ghost artifacts, as long as Black Cat was willing, he could make many of them. It was just that selling ghost artifacts was a bit troublesome. Fu Wansan took out an already prepared black box from under the table. "Here are 200,000 underworld coins. This is my deposit for you. I will help you sell ghost artifacts. Each time I help you sell a ghost artifact, I will take a 15% profit." Black Cat opened the black box. Inside, it was all underworld currency. "Oh no, this is the feeling of being tempted." Alright, Black Cat thought for a moment and agreed. This matter had no drawbacks for Black Cat, only benefits. Fu Wansan paid Black Cat in advance a deposit of 200,000 underworld coins, which proved his attitude towards cooperating with Black Cat. "Cat brother, what materials are you looking to buy at Sifang Courtyard? If Sifang Courtyard doesn't have the materials you're looking for, you can take a look at some of the special items I've collected." Fu Wansan stood up, leading the Black Cat to a hidden room inside the private booth. The room was very small, only about 10 square meters. All sorts of items hung on the surrounding walls. "Cat brother, everything here is from my personal collection. Feel free to look around." As the Black Cat entered this hidden room, it was drawn to a transparent, glowing red ring. A red gem was embedded at its apex. It surprisingly carried an aura of death. This ring could serve as a medium for crafting ghost artifacts. However, Cat brother, if you like this ring, I can give it to you. But there's something I'd like to trouble you with. "What is it?" "The day after tomorrow, I'm going to attend a trade. I'd like to ask you to be my bodyguard." The trade the day after tomorrow is very important to him. He doesn't want any accidents to occur. "Okay, just notify me when the time comes." After saying that, the Black Cat took the ring and underworld currency home to refine ghost artifacts. Refining ghost artifacts was very simple. It only took 5 hours, and the Black Cat had refined 5 items. These were ghost artifacts that could be used 7 times. But the ring was the most important. As long as it was nourished with underworld currency for 2 days, this ghost artifact, which could be used permanently, would be considered completely refined. A few days later, Fu Wansan came to notify the Black Cat to attend the trade fair. Fu Wansan was wearing a black suit, paired with black leather shoes. He was dressed very formally. "Cat brother, you've arrived. This is for you." The Black Cat took out the previously prepared black bag and handed it to Fu Wansan. "What's this?" Fu Wansan curiously opened the black bag to look inside. His pupils gradually widened, and an expression of disbelief appeared on his face. Inside this black bag were at least 10 ghost artifacts. Moreover, all of them are top-grade ghost artifacts that can be used 7 times. "Quickly put these things away." Fu Wansan was like someone who had found a treasure. He ordered someone to put away these ghost artifacts. "Be careful not to bump or scratch them. Brother Cat, please rest assured. In at most half a month, we'll be able to sell these ghost artifacts and forbidden techniques." Fu Wansan was very curious. Where did Black Cat get so many ghost artifacts from? He had checked Black Cat's information. There were no traces. It was as if he appeared out of thin air. A month ago, Yun Chuan had absolutely no information about Black Cat. "Excuse me, I bought some clothes and came late." A woman slowly walked over. It was Hong Yanxuan, who had previously bought ghost artifacts from Black Cat. "I didn't expect you also knew Brother Cat. Hong Yanxuan is also a bodyguard I hired. This transaction is with the Li family from Beihai. The Li family's reputation is not good. For the sake of safety, he not only hired Black Cat as a bodyguard, but also brought Hong Yanxuan. If we encounter danger later, you hide behind me. I'll protect you," Hong Yanxuan said unhurriedly. To be honest, Black Cat had not encountered any danger since coming to the human realm. Last time, the incident with Nightmare Collection at Minghai Building, from Black Cat's perspective, couldn't even be considered dangerous. Alright, Hong Yanxuan didn't argue with Black Cat. The people from the Li family were currently waiting for Fu Wansan in the villa. Since everyone is here, then let's begin. Inviting you all here is to discuss matters concerning the Yunchuan market. From now on, you will hand over 10% of all your profits to us. The Li family's words were like a clap of thunder, exploding among the crowd. Zhuang Ruo did not speak. He looked towards Fu Wansan. The other people also looked at Fu Wansan. This situation was very clear. These people vaguely regarded Fu Wansan as their leader. After all, Fu Wansan had the most extensive business in Yunchuan City. No. Fu Wansan firmly rejected the Li family's proposal. This is too overbearing. They want to carve up 10% of the profits with just one sentence. This is like trying to get something for nothing. Fu Wansan stated his position. The other people also followed suit and stated theirs. I also think it's inappropriate. I also disagree. Zhuang Ruo and the others all expressed their disagreement. Li San sat on the chair, crossing his legs. His right index finger continuously tapped the tabletop. I'll be direct. Our Li family is preparing to develop in Yunchuan. Everyone knows the strength of the Li family. If anyone dares to oppose my Li family, I guarantee their end will be tragic. Li San's words were full of menace. I'll take a step back. I only want 5% of the profit. No, Fu Wansan's attitude was very firm. He wouldn't give an inch. He knew very well. If he agreed to give Li San 5% of the profit today, Li San would demand 10% of the profit tomorrow, and then slowly devour them. Li San's expression was icy. He produced a greenish-gray jar from who knows where. The jar's first impression was that it was dilapidated. The old, worn-out jar even had some chips. Fu Wansan and the others all had a look of bewilderment, not knowing what Li San meant by taking out this jar. Li San didn't speak. He slowly stood up, then turned and left. At the same time, Li San's bodyguards all left the room. Only Fu Wansan and his group remained in the room. What did it mean that he just left like that? Just as everyone was puzzled, something unexpected happened. It was the greenish-gray jar that Li San had taken out. Suddenly, a large amount of black smoke surged out. The smoke instantly filled the entire room. Hong Yanxuan cried out in alarm. She summoned her own contracted ghost. Then she instructed the black cat, "You protect Fu Wansan. I'll deal with this ghost." The black cat reluctantly stopped, staying by Fu Wansan's side. The black smoke in the air dispersed. A ghost wielding a large black sword appeared. This ghost had no skin on its face, only bones. There was still residual blood on the bones. It was actually a terrifying level ghost. But the next moment, this terrifying level ghost appeared in front of a ghost controller. In an instant, it split the ghost controller's body in two. The level 3 ghost controller's face was filled with disbelief. Blood splattered throughout the entire room. Fu Wansan angrily shouted, "Li San, this guy is planning to kill all of us." The moment the black cat saw this ghost, it not only wasn't afraid, but a greedy look even welled up in the depths of its eyes. Because this ghost's ability could actually condense a weapon for its own use. And the weapon's shape depended on the user's thoughts. The black cat really liked this ability. It was truly like someone bringing a pillow when one is sleepy, or someone bringing water when one is thirsty. When this ghost saw the black cat's sly gaze, its body involuntarily shivered. Everyone, attack together. At this moment, we must unite against the common enemy. Only then will there be a glimmer of hope for survival. But even with 3 level 3 ghost controllers joining the battle simultaneously, they did not gain the upper hand. Instead, this ghost continuously beat Hong Yanxuan and the others, forcing them to retreat. The situation was very bad. "Let me handle this. Xianxia, come out." As the black cat's voice fell, everyone in the room stopped moving, staring intently in the black cat's direction. They saw a ghost appear in front of the black cat. And this female ghost, both in demeanor and body, was exceptionally lifelike. The moment her gaze fell upon everyone present, everyone's heart skipped a beat. This feeling was like being targeted by the Grim Reaper. This oppressive feeling was a nightmare. Only then did Hong Yanxuan realize. The black cat was actually a level 5 ghost master. After Xianxia came out, pretend to be these people. A hint of joy appeared on their desperate faces. They hurriedly ran towards the black cat, seeking the black cat's protection. Meanwhile, that ghost sensed something was wrong. It actually wanted to turn and flee. So even ghosts knew fear. But just as it was about to turn, the next moment, Xianxia's arm passed through the ghost's chest. It instantly lost its ability to resist. Xianxia carried it and brought it before the black cat, then handed it over to the black cat for disposal. The black cat chose to suppress this ghost. "Congratulations, you have obtained trajectory tie. For the Black Cat, this was a dimensional strike. It wasn't a siege at all. Catching this ghost was incredibly easy. Hong Yen, who was standing by, unconsciously swallowed a mouthful of saliva. So strong. He had never imagined that the man before him could be so powerful. There were also strengths and weaknesses among ghosts. For example, Hong Yenshuan's ghost and the ghost from just now were both terror level. But Hong Yenshuan's ghost couldn't defeat that ghost. The Black Cat's ghost was a nightmare level ghost. It should be considered a very powerful entity among nightmare level ghosts. It instantly killed a terror level ghost with just one move. Not only was Hong Yenshuan surprised, Fu Wansan, who was standing by, was so surprised he couldn't speak. Actually, when he called the Black Cat to be his bodyguard, it was just to make up the numbers. He never expected the Black Cat to be so fierce. This was incredible. Originally, Fu Wansan was wary of Li San. But after seeing the Black Cat's strength, all his apprehension towards Li San vanished. Perhaps the Black Cat was their reliance in resisting Li San. Powerful, isn't it? The Black Cat asked Hong Yenshuan. Powerful, he said. Why did you stop me? If you hadn't stopped me, I would have dealt with this ghost long ago. Hong Yenshuan lowered his head, feeling very depressed. He didn't know that Black Cat was a level 5 ghost controller. If he had known, he definitely wouldn't have stopped Black Cat. Little brother, thank you for saving our lives. Zhuang Ruo led the others in thanking Black Cat. If Black Cat hadn't intervened, they might have died here today. Don't be so quick to thank me. The matter isn't resolved yet. Black Cat pointed towards outside the house. Li San is still outside. Hearing Black Cat's words, Fu Wansan and the others' expressions turned grave. This matter today has completely made them fall out with Li San. Li San wanted to kill them, so naturally, they couldn't just let it go. But the most important thing right now is to leave this place safely. Li San was outside at this moment, arms crossed over his chest, quietly looking in the direction of the house. That evil ghost was very fierce, and couldn't be subdued at all. A contract couldn't be signed. So Li Sanjiu used a special method to trap that evil ghost in a jar. Since Fu Wansan and his group refused to cooperate, then he'd just have to kill them all. Li San had even thought about how to develop his own power in Yunchuan in the future. He couldn't help but smile. But the next moment, the smile on Li San's face froze. Fu Wansan and the others actually came out of the room alive. Li San even suspected he was mistaken. Among this group, only one treasure was missing, while everyone else was unharmed. How is this possible? That evil ghost was a terrifying grade ghost. Why couldn't it kill these people? Li San was very unwilling. His gaze focused on Hong Yenshuan. Among this group, only he was most likely to kill eliminated that evil Wansan. It seems you brought an extraordinary bodyguard. Li San, your intentions are truly malicious. Nominally, you invited us to discuss a transaction, but in reality, you wanted to put us to death. If you don't die, how can I develop in Yunchuan? Anyway, we've all shown our true colors. There's no need to pretend anymore. So let's speak frankly. Although your Li family is powerful, don't think you can do whatever you want. Besides, you're just an adopted son of the Li family. Don't always try to scare us with the Li family's prestige. Anyway, we've all torn off our masks. Fu Wansan's words seemed to hit Li San's sore spot. Li San's pupils suddenly contracted. The killing intent deep in his eyes was completely unconcealed. You're courting death. The bespectacled man behind Li San stepped forward. Young master, please rest. Leave these people to me. Li San nodded and unhurriedly instructed Nantian, be gentle with him. I want to kill Fu Wansan. I want to torture him to death, little by little. Lantian licked his lips. A sinister smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. All right, I understand. Hong Yenshuan stepped forward, ready to fight Lantian. Black Cat's hand rested on Hong Yenshuan's shoulder. You don't need to act. Leave this person to me. Seeing Black Cat step forward voluntarily, Lantian sneered disdainfully. Kid, are you in such a hurry to die? The reason Lantian was so confident was because he didn't feel on Black Cat the oppressive aura of a Jade Ghost envoy. So, in his eyes, Black Cat was even inferior to Hong Yenshu. Black Cat gave a cold smile. Lantian spoke again. What are you pretending? On you, there's none of the oppression a ghost envoy should have. Presumably, your contracted ghost must be very weak. A very weak ghost envoy dares to challenge me? Utterly ridiculous. Ghost envoy? Who said I was a ghost envoy? Black Cat still wore a cold smile. Ghost envoy is what these people call a ghost seeker as a professional title. Black Cat, however, is not a ghost envoy. If you absolutely must use a professional term to address him, then the Black Cat was ins. One could only say, the Black Cat was beyond Lan Tian's comprehension. Talking big is useless. I'll let you witness my true strength. Lan Tian summoned his contract spirit. Behind him, a slothful spirit emerged. It had no facial features. It floated before Lan Tian. The stimulus spirit, a terragrade contract spirit. Even if you strive your entire life, you'd never obtain a terragrade spirit. Understand? Is that right? A terragrade spirit, I truly don't have one. The Black Cat hadn't finished speaking. When Lan Tian interrupted, you don't even have a terragrade spirit. What will you use to contend with me? Without a terragrade spirit, you still dare to challenge me? A terragrade spirit I don't have. But I have a nightmare grade spirit. From Xianxia, a burst of red mist surged forth. In the deepest part of the mist, a spirit floated in midair. The moment Xianxia's spirit appeared, the difference was immediately apparent. Though both were spirits, Lan Tian's spirit compared to Xianxia's was vastly inferior. They were not on the same level at all. Nightmare grade, Lan Tian squeezed out from between his teeth. Although he was very unwilling to believe these 3 words, this terrifying pressure could not possibly be false. You think one nightmare grade spirit can scare me? Ridiculous. Although Lan Tian felt a little apprehensive, his words remained defiant. Who said I only have one nightmare grade spirit? Beside Xianxia's spirit, yet another nightmare grade spirit appeared. The moment the 2 nightmare grade spirits appeared, one could clearly feel that the expressions of the surrounding spirit envoys all changed. How does this fellow still have nightmare grade spirits? Rong Yenshuan looked at the Black Cat before him, somewhat shocked. Before the Black Cat, Yun Chuan had never seen a Jade Spirit envoy possessing nightmare grade spirits. Could be said, the Black Cat was already an invincible existence in Yun Chuan. The moment Lan Tian saw the 2 nightmare grade spirits, Lan Tian felt fear. Even one nightmare-level ghost was already difficult for him to handle. With 2 nightmare-level ghosts, he would be even less of a match. Black Cat looked at Nan Tian's fearful expression. He smiled faintly. If I had 3 nightmare-level ghosts, I wonder how your excellency would cope. The next moment, Hong Yi, with disheveled hair, silently appeared behind Nan Tian. Nan Tian was now surrounded by 3 nightmare-level ghosts. He was so nervous that sweat beaded on his forehead, and Nan Tian's contracted ghost was visibly trembling. Everyone present was astonished to see there were actually 3 nightmare-level ghosts. Although Hong Yenshuan knew Black Cat was not an enemy, the moment he saw the 3 nightmare-level ghosts, he still maintained a vigilant stance. Fear. This was true fear. Li San saw that the situation was not right, and quickly stepped forward to defuse the awkwardness. It's all a misunderstanding. Let's just let today's matter go. You all may leave. Li San feigned generosity, acting as if he wouldn't bother to contend with Black Cat and his group. But Black Cat stood rooted to the spot, unmoved. He did not leave. Not only did Black Cat not leave, but Fu Wansan and the others nearby also made no move. Everyone had already dropped their pretense. Leaving now, anyone with a bit of sense would understand that leaving at this moment would only invite Li San's crazy revenge. Fu Wansan and the others did not speak. They turned their gaze towards Black Cat. After all, Black Cat was the one with the most authority here. Black Cat stood coldly in place, pointed at Nan Tian and coldly snorted. If I don't kill you today, I'll take your surname. This Nan Tian had provoked Black Cat again and again. Did he really think Black Cat was easy to bully? An imperceptible sinister smirk appeared at the corner of Li San's mouth. He slowly said to Nan Tian, "Put away your 7th-month ghost." Nan Tian didn't understand why Li San told him to put away his 7th-month ghost. You don't understand what I said? Li San coldly glanced at Nan Tian. Obey. Lan Tian dared not disobey Li San's command, so he put away the July ghosts. Black Cat's 3 July ghosts, at this moment, walked forward in unison. They tacitly surrounded Lan Tian. Lan Tian nervously swallowed. His palms were sweating. Kid, do you really think you're invincible with just 3 July ghosts? Today, I'll make you, for your arrogance, pay the price. I'll make you watch your July ghosts die with your own eyes. Li San held a remote control in his hand. He slowly pressed the remote control. The moment the black glass above them retracted, dazzling light shone onto the ground. Damn it, Hong Yanxuan saw the dazzling light. The moment it shone on the ghosts, his expression gradually froze. The smile on Fu Wansan's face, who was standing nearby, instantly vanished. Blood and what awaited was shock. He was so scared that he slumped to the ground. Ha 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 ha. The Nightmare Collection's ghosts are going to be destroyed. Now Nan Tian understood. Why Li San had just ordered him to put away the July ghosts. So there was such an arrangement. Kid, without your July ghosts, let's see how arrogant you can be. Do you really think having July ghosts makes you invincible? Ridiculously, Li San hadn't even finished his mocking words, when his expression gradually froze. His gaze was fixed on the 3 Nightmare Collection ghosts not far away. Li San's expression at this moment was as ugly as if he had eaten shit. Lan Tian's expression, standing nearby, was even more outrageous than Li San's. He also had a look of disbelief. The dazzling sunlight shone on Chun Shi. Chun Shi not only showed no signs of pain, but even seemed to be enjoying it a little. Perhaps ever since he became a ghost, he had never enjoyed the feeling of the sun. How is that possible? Black Cat's 3 ghosts, under the sunlight, were actually fine. They were completely unharmed. This isn't scientific. It's not that Black Cat's ghosts aren't afraid of the sun. Black Cat has a fearless track. After using this fearless track, they are immune to the sun. The reason for being safe and sound it's fine. It's fine, Fu Wansan shouted excitedly, a brilliant smile on his face surprisingly. Their fine. Hong Yanxuan was equally shocked. He sighed deeply. As long as they're fine at the same time, he was even more shocked by Black Cat's strength. 3 nightmare-striking ghosts unafraid of the sun. This is too outrageous. Why are your ghosts not afraid of the sun? Lan Tian asked very unwillingly. What are you? Do I need to explain to you? Young master, run. Lan Tian shouted at Li Sanjin. Sorry, no one will leave. A bodyguard who was the first to flee through the main door was suddenly attacked by a mysterious force. His body was cut in half at the waist, and just like that, his life ended. Hong Yi blocked the only exit. Whoever dares to leave will die. As Lan Tian was about to speak, suddenly felt a chill in his chest. He looked down and only then saw his chest. At some unknown point, there was an extra hole. Lan Tian instantly lost the strength to speak, slowly closed his eyes, ending his life. After dealing with Lan Tianchun, she then walked towards Li San. I am a member of the Li family. If you dare to hurt me, you will definitely incur the Li family's furious revenge. You cannot withstand the Li family's wrath. Li San's voice had just fallen. Poochie. Blood splattered in the air. Li San was killed by being cut in half at the waist, ending his life. Black Cat isn't stupid. These actions today had already completely antagonized Li San. Letting Li San leave would only lead to even more furious revenge. The best solution is to completely eliminate the potential danger. Next was clearing the scene. Li San's bodyguards at this moment, every single one of them died. Suddenly the air was filled with the metallic smell of blood. Fu Wansan and the others all fell silent regarding this matter. After all, Li San had the Li family behind him. If the Li family members found out about this, they would definitely face retaliation. Hey, why are none of you talking? You are the main characters in today's incident. I'm just here as a bodyguard involved. That's right. Li San is dead. The Li family will retaliate against Black Cat. But Fu Wansan and these people are the main targets of retaliation. Li San is dead. All of you are responsible. Fu Wansan nodded quickly. We are all responsible. I'll take care of the aftermath right away. At this moment, everyone must be united. And Li San must die. Otherwise, it would be them who die. Fu Wansan and the others should thank Black Cat. You don't need to be afraid or panic. If the Li family really dares to retaliate, I will handle it. Black Cat's words were like a solemn assurance. Fu Wansan and the others felt incredibly secure. Brother Mo, you're being too polite. We are in this together. We all have a responsibility in this matter. We will also provide you with help. After dealing with Li San's matter, Black Cat hailed a taxi and went home. The next day, Black Cat wore a black outer layer, with a white inner lining underneath. A blue long sword hung at his waist. Just as he left the house, he saw chat messages in the Jade Ghost community group. I'm surrounded by ghosts on Wanling Mountain. All the Jade Ghost scribes in my team are dead. Hurry! Send reinforcements. Black Cat was very familiar with Wanling Mountain. He was on Wanling Mountain when he returned from the underworld. Without any hesitation, Black Cat set off for Wanling Mountain. However, the entrance to Wanling Mountain was sealed with a notice. People in black uniforms were guarding it. Black Cat gazed at Wanling Mountain. A mass of dark, ghostly energy formed a black mist in the air. This indicated that there were many ghosts inside the mountain. One after another, there were bath ghost history crowns. A helicopter slowly descended from the sky. Yunlin was wearing a white jacket, appearing before everyone holding an umbrella. It must be said, the way he appears is always so grand. The moment Yunlin appeared, he became the center of attention. "Cousin, is everyone here?" Yunlin asked Tang Fong. "Everyone who could be mobilized has arrived. There are 32 ghost controllers." This was a considerably large scale. In the entire Yunchuan, only the Ghost Control Society could, within a short period of time, muster such terrifying power. "Let's go in," Yunlin nodded, leading everyone into Mount Wanling. Just after entering Mount Wanling, when they were probably less than 100 meters in, they saw the corpse of a ghost controller. This ghost controller had a hole dug out of their chest. The fresh blood on the ground had just congealed. It seemed they had died not long ago. Ling Shi's heart tightened, slowly drawing out ghost energy to protect herself. One only has one life, one must be careful and cautious. Black Cat was not planning to follow Yunlin's group. He planned to venture deep into Mount Wanling alone, to see what was happening. "You all go in first, I'll go check the east side." Yunlin and the others didn't mind Black Cat's actions. After all, Black Cat wasn't a crucial person. Black Cat walked forward along the small path. After walking for less than 2 minutes, he saw a ghost. A ghost was aimlessly floating in the air. This ghost quickly noticed Black Cat, baring its fangs and charging at Black Cat. It felt as if it was carrying out some kind of order. Its movements and attack methods were very stiff. Black Cat swung a golden blue long sword, slashing directly at the ghost. This ghost didn't even dodge, charging straight ahead, and was directly cut in half at the waist by Black Cat. Through this brief encounter, Black Cat discovered that these ghosts were being raised by someone. Rather than being raised, they were controlled. Someone intentionally placed these ghost heads here. As for their purpose, that's temporarily unclear. Black Cat continued walking up the mountain path. After reaching the mountaintop, he suddenly heard a series of sounds of stones falling to the ground. Black Cat followed the direction of the sound. He saw a man wearing a blue denim jacket, currently cowering on the ground. His body was trembling. The bloodstains on his arm had just scabbed over. There was a bruise on his face. Seeing Black Cat arrive, the man tensed up and stared intently at Black Cat. "Are you human?" Black Cat nodded. The moment he confirmed Black Cat wasn't a ghost, Xiao Fei was like someone who had found a lifeline. He excitedly rushed forward. "There's a very powerful one here, possibly a nightmare tier ghost. It's too late to run. Everyone involved in the ghost incident has already entered. This is bad." Xiao Fei felt uneasy. He had just been chased by that fierce ghost. He was lucky to escape from the powerful ghost and save his life. He originally wanted to notify everyone in the group not to get involved, but his phone suddenly lost signal. "Where is this powerful ghost you mentioned?" Xiao Fei pointed towards the east. "Over there." Seeing Black Cat walk towards the east, Xiao Fei quickly grabbed Black Cat's hand and asked Black Cat, "Are you crazy? What are you doing? That ghost is very powerful, it might be a nightmare tier ghost." "It's fine, I'm gonna catch ghosts." Black Cat said it very casually. "Just a nightmare tier ghost. It's not like Black Cat hasn't seen one before." Xiao Fei saw Black Cat's serious expression, not at all like he was joking. He unconsciously swallowed. This guy in front of me is either not normal in the head, or he has real ability. Clearly, Black Cat was the latter. "Do you want me to lead the way for you?" Xiao Fei asked Black Cat. "Okay, Sister Yunling. The ghosts here are getting more and more numerous." Lin Shi had just slain a common tier ghost. Reminded Yunlin. Yunlin's brows furrowed. "I know." As they advanced, the more ghosts there were on the mountain. Although they were all low-level ghosts, such a large number was also tricky to handle. Everyone present at this moment summoned their contracted ghosts and began to fight. "Something's not right. Why does it feel like we're being ambushed by ghosts?" Pang Fong said with a frown. At his words, everyone present had a solemn expression. Yunlin's expression was also grim. He wasn't stupid. Naturally, he could also sense that they seemed to be surrounded by ghosts. Yunlin looked into the distance. Only then did he realize the path down the mountain was already blocked by ghosts. They were now like turtles in a jar, surrounded by this group of ghosts. Yunlin didn't think these ghosts could possess such high intelligence. Someone must be pulling the strings behind the scenes. "Stop hiding. Come out and show yourself." Yunlin shouted into the air. Lin Shi looked around in confusion. It seemed there were only ghosts around, and no person as such. Yunlin, are you being overly sensitive? The moment she finished speaking, her pupils gradually widened. There really was someone. On a rock not far away, a person wearing a black jacket appeared. This person wore a black hood and looked very old, with a face full of wrinkles. The moment the black-clad person appeared, everyone present became tense. Yunlin's heart skipped a beat. He had only called out as a test. He didn't expect there really to be someone. Senior, are these ghosts yours? That's right, I raised them. This surprised Lin Shi and the others. For one person to raise so many ghosts, it required not just spirit money, but also the host's own strength. Senior, you deliberately led us here. What is the meaning of this? Yunlin also realized at this point. All of this is a trap. It was all a scheme devised by this old man right before them. As for those who came before and encountered ghosts, they should all be dead. Zhao Fei was also deliberately left alive by the old man, to attract more people here. I want all of you to die. The old man's tone was very agitated, his voice almost trembling. My darling really needs your essence blood to nourish it. Behind us is the Ghost Control Society. Are you sure you want to go against the Ghost Control Society? After killing all of you, I will find a place to hide. Even the people from the Ghost Control Society won't be able to find me. For you people to become nourishment for my darling is your good fortune. The old man clapped his hands. The surrounding low-level ghosts went berserk, charging at Yunlin and the others in a frenzy. A fight to the death. Yunlin took out a ghost weapon sword, directly cutting down a low-level ghost. These ghosts surged forward one after another. When one ghost in front died, another immediately charged up from behind. Yunlin's contracted ghosts couldn't even hold them off, beginning to retreat. The hesitant ghost envoys couldn't withstand the ghosts' attacks, and were directly killed by the ghosts. The number of these low-level ghosts was simply too great. They couldn't be fended off at all. Yunlin and the others were at a disadvantage in the battle. In the distance, the old man in black calmly watched everything unfolding. Feeling that the time was right, the old man in black took out a patterned sachet. The moment the sachet was taken out, an unbearable stench permeated the air. Yunlin and the others could even smell this pungent odor. It seemed like a damp, foul smell but also slightly different. It was mixed with the smell of a sewer. The old man, however, seemed not to notice the stench. He slowly opened the sachet. Come out, my darling. As the old man's voice fell, a terrifying pressure was released into the air. Could it be that the old man deliberately let him live? To attract more people to this place. I want you all to die. The old man's tone was very agitated. His voice was almost trembling. My precious, it greatly needs the vital blood of you all for nourishment. We have the Ghost Control Society backing us. Are you sure you want to oppose the Ghost Control Society? After killing all of you, I'll find a place to hide. Even the people from the Ghost Control Society won't be able to find me. For you all to become the sustenance for my precious is a blessing for you all. The old man clapped his hands. The surrounding low-level ghosts went wild, attacking Yunlin and the others frantically. Fearless of death, Yunlin took out a ghost artifact and directly killed a low-level ghost. These ghosts surged forward relentlessly. When one ghost in front died, another ghost immediately rushed up from behind. Even Yunlin's contracted ghost was struggling to cope and began to retreat. Some ghost masters couldn't withstand the ghosts' attacks and were directly killed by the ghosts. The number of these low-level ghosts was simply too great. They simply couldn't hold them all off. Yunlin and the others were at a disadvantage in the battle. The black-clad old man calmly watched everything before him, feeling that the time was ripe. The black-clad old man took out a colorful sachet. The moment the sachet was taken out, it reeked terribly. Yunlin and the others even smelled this pungent stench. It seemed to be a damp, musty smell but also a little different, mixed with the smell of a sewer. The old man, however, seemed not to have smelled the stench. He slowly opened the sachet. Come out, my precious. As the old man's voice faded, a terrifying subtle pressure was released into the air. A grand celestial master of his generation for his daughter had actually fallen to the point of killing people to raise ghosts. As the black-clad old man's voice faded, clad in white, a female ghost with disheveled hair floated in mid-air. Unlike ordinary ghosts, her face lacked the deathly aura typical of ghosts. Spoke with a murderous aura. He should be on the same level as Xianxia. The moment this ghost appeared, Yunlin and the others immediately stumbled backward, their faces showing apprehension. Among this group of people, no one was a match for this female ghost. Darling, kill these people. These are all food I'm giving you. The female ghost didn't hesitate, charging straight at Yunlin. Yunlin used his ghost energy to block the female ghost's attack, but the young man beside him wasn't as lucky as Yunlin. The female ghost grabbed the man's body and absorbed his essence. The man's body quickly withered. At this moment, Yunlin and the others were like turtles in a jar, with no chance to escape even if they wanted to run. Despair was written all over everyone's faces. Only death awaited them. The next moment, the female ghost charged directly in front of Lin Shi. Her hand grabbed Lin Shi's neck. Lin Shi felt a chill spread from his neck. He instinctively closed his eyes, feeling his life was about to end. But after waiting for a while, he suddenly felt as if he hadn't died. Ling Shi opened his eyes again. Only then did he see a black figure blocking in front of him, stopping the female ghost's attack. "Black cat!" Ling Shi exclaimed. Fortunately, the black cat arrived in time. Otherwise, Ling Shi would have surely died. Why are you here?" Lin Shi first felt a surge of joy, then a touch of despair. What good would it do even if the black cat came? The black cat couldn't possibly save all of them. Yunlin's two contracted ghosts were both injured to varying degrees at this moment. Leave some people to fight these ghosts to the death, to create an opportunity for the others to escape. Yunlin calmly gave the order. The meaning of this statement was very clear. It meant sacrificing the lives of some people to buy time for the others to escape. This plan was cruel, but it was also very realistic. Lin Shi gritted her teeth and gestured to the black cat with her hand, hinting for the black cat to follow and escape later. "This little girl is quite nice. It's fine, leave the rest to me." The black cat comforted Lin Shi. Lin Shi tugged on the black cat's sleeve, reminding him in a low voice, "This kind of bad joke isn't funny at all. Everyone is going to die here, so don't say things like that." No wonder she didn't believe what the black cat said. After all, she had never seen the black cat's true strength. Tang Fong Nan Nan said, "I heard our ghost encounter dorm has a level 5 ghost encounter master. If he comes, we'll be saved today. Don't even mention that level 5 ghost encounter master. We should focus on finding a way to survive now." At this moment, everyone present was ready to fight for their lives. The black cat stared intently at the female ghost. Likewise, the female ghost was also watching the black cat. Then, an unexpected scene unfolded. This female ghost actually gave up her attack. Yunlin and the others turned and ran. This female ghost was very fast. She ran straight in another direction. Yunlin and the others were all stunned. Originally, they had all been prepared to die. But seeing the female ghost run away, they all looked bewildered. The black cat was also bewildered. It should be said that the moment he saw the female ghost run away, he got anxious. The prize he was about to snatch just ran away. He came here specifically to catch ghosts, and this female ghost was quite powerful. How could he let the female ghost escape? Without any hesitation, the black cat directly chased in the direction the female ghost fled. The old man in black in the distance also stood rooted to the spot. Took him a while to react after being stunned. He quickly followed after them. Why did his ghost run away when it encountered this man? What exactly is going on? The terrifying female ghost was gone. The old man behind the scheme was also gone. Now only the surrounding low-level ghosts remained. Yunlin and the others saw hope at this moment. Everyone rushed out with all their might. Yunlin commanded the people around him. With Yunlin at the forefront, everyone present, all fought with all their might against the ghosts before them. Soon they carved out a bloody path. Everyone began to retreat along the path. The black cat's pursuit of the female ghost was a bit comical. The black cat's eyes gleamed with intense greed, as if it had seen some treasure. The next moment, Xianxia's figure surged forth, blocking the female ghost's path. The female ghost wielded her power and engaged Xianxia in battle. In just a few breaths, she broke free from Xianxia and fled forward. The more she displayed such extraordinary abilities, the more the black cat coveted her. Because this female ghost's path was one of infinite potential. This path had no offensive effect, but it could allow the skill's possessor to grow infinitely. It was precisely because of this that the black cat was so frantic. Every ghost had its own limits. For example, she was currently at the nightmare tier. At most, he could grow to the fatal tier. But this female ghost before them was different. Her growth had no upper limit. As long as she was given enough resources, she could reach the fatal tier, disaster tier, or even become a ghost king. A ghost with such potential. The black cat naturally couldn't just let her go. The female ghost was very fast, leaping through the air. The black cat was at a distance from the female ghost, approximately 5 meters away, took out a hairpin, and flung it in the direction of the female ghost. The golden hairpin drew an arc in the air, striking the female ghost's chest. The female ghost let out a sharp shriek. In that instant, she lost the ability to resist. The female ghost was pinned to a tree by the golden hairpin. Just as the black cat was about to make its next move, a shout of "Stop!" came from afar. "Release this old man's ghost." The old man in black. Seeing the female ghost he had painstakingly cultivated with countless efforts, being harmed by a man, he let out a furious roar, then took out a blue talisman paper. She waved his palm, blocking the old man's path, and fought fiercely with the old man. The moment the two touched, a burst of electric light surged out. Lightning surged from the floating paper in the old man's hand. A bolt of lightning struck directly onto Xianxia's body. This strike directly made Xianxia's figure much dimmer, although he was a nightmare-level ghost at this moment. He was no match for the old man. The floating paper in this old man's hand must be extraordinary, and judging from his movements and actions, this is similar to some kind of cultivation technique, just like Black Cat's soul-scattering ghost-catching art, but it can be seen with each attack from the old man. The wrinkles on his face became noticeably deeper. Even his movements were slower than before. It seems using this kind of lightning must come at a cost. The old man in black quickly rushed in front of Black Cat, his index and middle fingers clutching blue floating paper. "Scram if you don't want to die." At this moment, the old man in black, panting heavily, shouted at Black Cat. Black Cat showed no fear and drew a blue long sword, pointing it at the old man in black. Seeing Black Cat so unappreciative, the old man no longer held back with Black Cat die. The blue floating paper in the old man's hand glowed. A bolt of lightning as thick as an arm struck down directly at Black Cat. Black Cat unleashed the soul-shattering ghost-catching art and used his long sword to block the lightning strike. The moment the long sword, Black Cat's arm was numbed by the shock. This old man was the most powerful opponent Black Cat had encountered so far, but Black Cat was not afraid. The old man in black's vital energy was clearly diminishing if this continued. Even if Black Cat didn't act, he would die on his own at this moment. The old man also recognized Black Cat's move. A desperate smile appeared on his face. "Chi soul-scattering ghost-catching art. Boy, you are truly unyielding. A human actually learned the techniques of a soul reaper. What damned luck." The old man knew he was no match for Black Cat, and he had just overdrawn his life force. His own life had reached its end. Heaven's will. Heaven's will. It's because I've done too many bad deeds. Is this heaven's punishment? The old man muttered to himself in despair. The Black Cat directly in front was utterly confused. It didn't know what this old man in black was up to. One moment he wanted to kill it, the next he was acting crazy here. The old man suddenly knelt before the Black Cat. "Little brother, please don't kill that female ghost. I beg you." The Black Cat glanced at the female ghost. Then it looked at the old man in black. The two of them looked somewhat similar. The Black Cat guessed something. Perhaps this female ghost was his daughter. He used special methods to cultivate his daughter's ghost into a very powerful one. He might have wanted to use this method to have his daughter accompany him. "Don't worry, I won't kill her. I just want to adopt her." Hearing the words "adopt her," the old man in black let out a deep sigh of relief. Then his body fell to the ground, lifeless. The Black Cat was very interested in the blue talisman paper in his hand. It was part of the 2 talismans, 3 swords set, the lightning talisman and fire talisman, heavenly master ghost slaying sword, peachwood exorcism sword, copper coin ghost expelling sword. The lightning talisman referred to the talisman in the Black Cat's hand. Corresponding to this was also the fire talisman. This old man in black was actually a heavenly master's descendant. A dignified heavenly master had actually fallen to the point of killing people to raise ghosts. It was truly lamentable. The Black Cat took the lightning axe. The Black Cat walked up to the female ghost and subdued her. "Congratulations, you have gained infinite potential for the ghost's path." This trip was truly a huge profit. Back at Cloud River Villa, the Black Cat lay on the sofa. It was carefully examining the lightning axe. It wanted to learn how to use the lightning axe to add another trump card for itself. Dong dong dong. "Black Cat, open the door." A knocking sound came from outside the door. After the black cat opened the door, Feng Mingyu opened his satchel and took out a stack of banknotes from inside. Didn't you say a while ago that you'd give me 10,000 underworld coins? Could you help me advance my contracted ghost's cultivation realm? So Feng Mingyu came to find Black Cat. He wanted Black Cat to help him with his contracted ghost, to advance its cultivation realm. So Black Cat accepted the 10,000 underworld coins. What do I need to do? Do I need to take off my clothes? Feng Mingyu asked Black Cat, full of anticipation. Stop. Just shut your mouth. All right? Feng Mingyu then shut his mouth and said nothing. Come out. Black Cat called out in Feng Mingyu's direction. Feng Mingyu didn't respond to Black Cat. He felt that Black Cat wasn't calling him. Then Feng Mingyu's pupils gradually widened. His contracted ghost actually came out by itself. This scene was too astonishing. Black Cat said nothing. He took out 3,000 underworld coins. Then, in mid-air, they transformed into a dense mass of energy and injected it into the contracted ghost's body. And the contracted ghost's aura gradually rose. Its body's color gradually deepened. It advanced from the dangerous level to the perilous level. Black Cat's seemingly simple operation was indeed simple in reality. However, only he, as an Xianxia, could accomplish it. People from the mortal realm could not do it. Feng Mingyu genuinely felt that his contracted ghost had become perilous level. He showed a joyful expression. Thank you. Thank you so much. If it weren't for Black Cat, who knows when his contracted ghost would be able to advance to the perilous level. Feng Mingyu completely didn't understand how Black Cat managed to do this. Ding-a-ling. Black Cat's phone suddenly rang. Lu Feng's voice came from the phone. Brother Black Cat, could you please come to Wanhai Plaza? Lu Feng's voice was trembling. What's wrong with you? Are you done talking? Hang up the phone quickly. A scolding voice came from the phone. Then the call was hung up. Black Cat's mood suddenly sank. Something must have happened to Lu Feng. Has your uncle offended anyone recently? Feng Mingyu thought for a moment if I had to say he offended someone. That's because Zhou Tian kidnapped his daughter a while ago. We killed Zhou Tian, what's the big deal? Go to Wanhai Plaza. Something happened to your uncle. Black Cat offered no further explanation. He went out to get the car. Wanhai Plaza was especially lively today. A crowd of people gathered in the very center. The foot of a man in black was stepping on the middle-aged man's head. Lu Feng, if that kid still doesn't come over, I'll kill you today. Lu Feng didn't resist. He didn't beg for mercy. He was just like a walking corpse, letting Yuan Chao torment him. He was like a dead man. Seeing Lu Feng was completely unresponsive, Yuan Chao cursed angrily, and angrily kicked Lu Feng hard in the body to vent his frustration. Around them, more than 10 ghost slayers were watching the show. Yuan Chao's cousin, Zhou Tian, was dead. The culprits were Lu Feng and Black Cat. As for why Zhou Tian died, he didn't care about that. Find the killer and then kill the killer. This was Yuan Chao's goal. About 10 minutes passed. A Rolls-Royce stopped outside the plaza. Black Cat and Feng Mingyu's figures appeared in everyone's sight. Yuan Chao recognized Black Cat in the crowd at a glance. You dog! Get over here. Black Cat walked through the crowd to the center of the plaza. He glanced at Lu Feng, who had been beaten terribly. Someone has to die, only then can today's matter be resolved. Black Cat asked Yuan Chao in an icy tone. A trace of bloodlust appeared deep in Yuan Chao's eyes. Unless you kneel and beg me. If I'm in a good mood, maybe I can give you a way out. Black Cat scanned his surroundings. There were 9 level 2 ghost slayers and 3 level 3 ghost slayers. This lineup is a bit weak. I'll give you 2 choices. Either die or release the person. What? What did you say? Not only did Yuan Chao not take Black Cat's words seriously, he even started to mock him. Did you all hear what this guy said? He actually said he'd kill us. Big brother, you didn't hear wrong. He really did say he wants to kill us. This is absolutely, in my entire life, the funniest joke I've ever heard. This group of people didn't take Black Cat seriously at all. Black Cat's eyes narrowed slightly. He drew out that blue longsword. He planted the sword upright on the ground. Seeing Black Cat assume a combat-ready stance, Yuan Chao and the others also successively summoned their contracted spirits. More than 10 people surrounded Black Cat in the center. They did not wish to be scattered and dismissed. Black Cat roared angrily. At this moment, Black Cat no longer suppressed his true power. A dense ghostly aura instantly permeated the entire plaza above. These contracted spirits now showed a hint of panic on their faces. Yuan Shao and the others could not see this ghostly aura, but their contracted spirits saw it perfectly clear. Although Black Cat wasn't wearing that Ince robe, the aura he exuded at this moment was the aura an Ince should possess. Go kill him, Yuan Shao commanded his contracted spirits. But the contracted spirits seemed not to have heard the command, making no move whatsoever. His contracted spirits not only didn't attack, but at this moment even showed signs of resistance. Break the contract. Yuan Shao was dumbfounded. His contracted spirits actually broke the contract on their own initiative. Even though breaking the contract came at a great cost, his contracted spirits still insisted, and unilaterally broke the contract. The contracted spirits suffered a great loss in power, but they truly did break the contract. Yuan Shao had a look of disbelief on his face. They actually truly broke the contract. Subsequently, an even more astonishing scene appeared before Yuan Shao.